Yeah. Peace, bless, love. Give thanks to that man above. You're now rocking with Mr. Uncommon.
Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? Y'all already know who it is. It's the Fresh Prince himself, Izzy Finesse.
And the one and only Jay Confident. Remember, y'all, money's a tool. If you're afraid to pick it up, then you will never gain the experience to build what you need to build with. Let's go! I just felt like doing shots. I felt a little extra there. My fault.
Yeah. Why?
I was watching Rambo in my car. That's why. Earlier, that was a dope movie. But yeah, what up, y'all?
Yeah, man, we back, man. I just want to make sure that you guys have your pens and pads out because this one right here is going to be a real educational one. A lot of knowledge, a lot of free game is going to be on this one. And while you're at it, please subscribe, share, and like. Send it out to everybody that you know. Send it to everybody you know on Instagram. And also follow us on Instagram at Off Xperience Pod.
Yes, sir. Check us out also on TikTok, TikTok. We on there as well. Also, he keeps forgetting, but if y'all want to join our community on Instagram, please send us a DM, send us a message, send us a smoke flare or something. I don't know, whatever you want, a message in the bottle, something that we can do. That's why I said it.
I know.
But DM us if y'all want to join the community. It's popping. We do some little questions here and there. But also check out, shout out to the audio listeners. We appreciate you. We see the analytics. We see the math. We see it all. Y'all appreciate you. Thank you so much. Download and stream. We see y'all. Let's go.
We see the math. This is math. A lot of mathing. All right, so already today's episode, man. Today we are here with senior financial professional, right? Ariel Ferreira. Did it right?
Ariel Ferreira.
I tried to say Spanish, right? I tried, why is not for nothing? No, but why is that though, right? Like because I know you're Spanish, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I automatically switched to that since you're saying in Spanish, right? Is that fucked up?
I think you try to do it for a comfortability thing.
That's right.
It's comfortability, relatability, and hey, my name was given to me in Spanish.
In Spanish, right? All right,
My mother didn't say Ariel Ferreira. She said Ariel Ferreira.
Ariel Ferreira. All right, cool. Let's go, man. Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you for having me. Blessed to be here with you, gentlemen, and I'm just excited about what we're going to talk about here today.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. All right, so let's go.
We're going to talk about all that, a lot of good stuff, and a lot of stuff that he's going to put you onto.
But yo, before we go into anything, right? Before we even demystify money management, let's hear a little bit about Ariel, right? Cuando tú estaba chiquito, your little kid running around the house. Let's talk about him, where you grew up at, where you was raised at, and stuff like that.
All right, we're going to be here for a while. You got
That's
time?
fine, bro. We got time.
So I was born and raised in Washington Heights. My parents are Dominican immigrants, came here. I'm from a very big family, gentlemen. Like
No TV back in the day.
my grandmother has 16 kids.
Wow.
Yeah, no TV.
No TV,
My
no
grandma had
Netflix. There
13,
was no
so I know
Netflix
that.
and chill. There was just chill.
It was just chill.
Right? And, I have like 100 cousins. Like every weekend in my grandmother's house, it was about 25 or 30 of us. Talk about roasting, survival of the fittest, fighting for attention, like all of that. And we grew up on 192nd and Wadsworth, up in the Heights.
Wadsworth.
That's where we're from. I kind of moved around a little bit, and then I grew up from 177 in Fort Washington, between Pinehurst and Fort Washington. And, so I grew up in the hood, right, and grew up there, and I started working. I'll tell you this. One thing I did do, I started working when I was 14. I might take it back. I don't know if some of you remember, but the SYP programs.
Yes,
Some of you,
I was there for like 3 years, man.
Me too.
So I started doing SYP when I was 14, and then I worked in an after-school program. After that, I just kept working. I was working in an after-school program in Alianza Dominicana, tutoring little kids, and continued working there for a couple of years. When I was like 19, 20, got into like network marketing, and everybody was like hot into network marketing. Did a little bit of prepaid legal. Talk about that another time. But one of that experience there is that I did a lot of personal development during that.
Okay.
I read a lot of books, and I worked on worked a lot on myself. Went to a lot of personal development conferences, things of that nature, and that's where my like entrepreneur mindset started to kick in. But as I was developing that, I was going to school to study fine arts in New York Institute of Technology.
Okay.
And I did that for about 3 years. And then I was like, wait a second, I'm studying art, right? I'm studying fine arts. And I realized, hey, man, every struggling artist is struggling because they don't understand business. Right? They don't understand business, right? So I said, I'm going to switch to business administration. So I switched my degree to start studying for business. But then I became a college dropout because in 2008, I donated a kidney to my little brother.
Oh, shit. God bless.
Yeah,
Thank you. So donated a kidney to him, and I had to recover. It was kind of like an emergency transplant that we had to do that donation, or we were gonna lose him. And I donated. When I left school, when I dropped out of the college, I dropped out like right after you could withdraw.
Okay.
So after that, they were like, you still owe the tuition. You can't apply for student loan. We won't give you money. And so I couldn't go back to school.
Yeah.
So from then, I reinvented myself, and I started, this is like a very pivotal time in my life. I started to realize that it's not about what you know, it's about who you know, right? And I started just networking and meeting people, and from there, I also started to self-teach myself. I was self-taught. Right. I learned a lot of stuff, doing my own research, teaching myself how to do certain things. I started getting into rooms. And without a degree, I ended up working in the New York City Council as the legislative and budget director. Right, and I worked with a city council member. I worked with Mike Bloomberg on the Manhattan delegation, the Manhattan budget, city budget. This is like college dropout, being able to.
You didn't even need a degree.
Yeah. But it was just, I was like really adamant about learning and teaching myself and reinventing myself and getting to know who I need to know.
But before even that, like you just said, you went for 3 years for art. Like, what made you even go into art from the beginning?
Well, I was a gamer.
No, that was just to get in.
I was a video gamer, so I was like, I want to design games. And not only that, like I get to design them and play them.
Yeah.
Like that was like, dude, remember I was working since I was 14.
Yeah.
So I had every system in my house. And I had like 100 games because I used to buy my own stuff and everything.
Yeah.
And then it even got to the point, like my mom came to me one time and she was like, "Págame la luz," right? She was like, "Turn off the lights. I pay for the lights here." I was like, "Mom, I pay for the light now. From now on, I'm talking." But the funny thing is, when I started paying the light bill, Josh, I started walking around. I started flickering the I started turning the lights off. Right? I was like, "Yo, wait a second, turn the lights off." Yo, I'm paying the light bill in this house, right?
Now it's different,
right?
Right?
Now it's different. But
it's like, oh, nah,
wait a second, right? I was 16, flicking my parents' lights off. Like everybody go to bed, right?
You telling your mom, paga esa luz.
Yo soy el que pago la luz, no AC on, right? So
better turn that fan on.
yeah, open a window up in here, right? But yeah, man. So that was what it was. I was a gamer. I used to game all the time, and I wanted to get into arts because I wanted to design them. I wanted to get into work with one of these video game production companies and be able to do that.
Yeah. So 3 years. And how many years was that degree for?
It was a 4-year degree.
So you had one more to go.
I like one. But I saw people struggling, man. I saw, then like, I always see, we always say success leaves clues, right? Mm-hmm. But so does failure.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Right, like, so I'm watching like my teachers that are like my art teachers and my art professors, and they're struggling. They're doing artwork. They're trying to get contract. They're trying to do exhibitions, and they're like struggling.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to be like that. These are the people teaching me. Like I don't want to.
And they do it worse than me.
Yeah, and I don't want to. And not to knock college or none of that stuff. It's just, to me, I was just on a whole different like mindset. Like I started saying, like, somebody told me, hey, if you ever want something, find out who got it so they could teach you. And if they don't have what I want, then why am I like getting this? And then what I realized also in that process is, like I told you, like I realized that struggling artists lack business sense, business skills, business knowledge, business wisdom. So I just switched over to business administration. And look, I went into business, and one of the blessings, everything happens for a reason. Like I went to college, learned a lot about art and marketing and all of that. But I was able to translate all of that into my business. Yeah. Everywhere I go, I have that art marketing sense. And And it's helped my business. Every business I've been a part of, it's helped me grow because I'm able to do it on my own.
Everything you went through is what now you're putting it together, bro. And it's like,
exactly.
You use your clay, molded something out of something.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
dope, bro. Your experience is dope, man. Shit.
Yeah, for real.
We're just getting started.
You're right, 100%. And that's exactly why I wanted to get in like your restaurant business, right? Like, how did you get into the restaurant business or like bar life and nightlife?
Well, we're not even there yet, right? So, I was working for the city council agent. I'll tell you, so this city council member, and I'll tell you this story because it's all about one of the things I've been able to like really take in life is that you can reinvent yourself at any time in your life, right? Okay. And so I was working for this city.
People don't believe that though.
Yeah, they don't, but it's true.
Don't believe that. Like,
it's true. Like,
why is it so hard for people to actually believe? Like, and the thing is that they crucify you for it too.
Mm-hmm. And people think you're crazy when you're doing something like you're
what?
gonna
Just
do what? Like what?
Yeah. And it's like that's not you. Yeah. Like how the fuck do you know who am I more than me?
No, because some people get lost in that whole delusional route where they gotta keep doing the same thing over and over again, getting no results. Instead of actually tweaking something and getting a better result. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna explain it to you.
You feel comfortable having somebody with them.
No, I'm gonna explain it to you. I'm gonna explain to you what happens, right? I'm gonna explain it to you kind of visually. This is you, right? Let's say this is you right here. And you have your comfort zone. Like, let's say all four of us here, we have our comfort. This is my comfort zone. That's his comfort zone. That's your. Every one of our comfort zones overlap.
Right.
So, like, me and Josh right here, we're here, right? If I start doing something that Josh is uncomfortable with, I start to rattle his comfort zone.
Facts.
So Josh is going to be like, yo, tate tranquilo.
Yeah.
Like, what you doing? Like, oh, you think you's hot shot now? You think you're doing something different? Like, you know, that's never gonna lead you nowhere.
Yourself,
like, but it's so he could push you back into your comfort zone, so you don't rattle his.
Yeah.
So people, what people end up doing is they're just protecting themselves because you make them feel uncomfortable because they don't know what they don't know.
That's true. And then if you make me feel comfortable, I'm going to make him feel comfortable.
Exactly.
And then after that, it's just a whole domino effect.
Yeah, and if I start making him feel, he's going to move over there. He's going to be like, yo, why you moving over here? He moves over there. And then Izzy's like, what's going on?
They're like the 10 people you hang out with, you the 11th one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but it is true. Everybody makes each other the same way.
Exactly.
So, yeah, but it's just weird, man. Like, but at the same time, people are scared of growth, man. People are scared of change. People are scared of the uncomfortability at the beginning.
Is that people are scared of what they don't know.
100%.
What they don't.
But that's the best part of it, though. The curiosity, that the not knowing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the journey right there.
How do you grow?
By sitting in the sunlight.
Right, like a plant, right? Like a fairy, right? Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm. Like a fairy. This fucking guy he went with the fairy,
That's how you grow?
Off Xperience.
Right?
For real.
That's how you grow.
That's how you grow, word.
So at the end of the day is you have to go through these. It's inevitable.
Yeah, correct.
Right? But people stay so stuck in their fucking daily routine, bro, that it's like...
And it's the knowledge, too. Like,
but a lot of time it's just a cycle, man. It's upbringing. It's upbringing. It's, do this, do that. This is going to give you the safest route.
Right.
And then you grow up your whole entire life doing what you were taught.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like on autopilot.
That's the part.
Because you have like subconscious. I'm reading this book called Outwitting the Devil, and he calls it. You get into like a hypnotic rhythm of habits, of what you are taught as your upbringing. Right. You're just coasting in life, not realizing that you're even coasting.
Yeah.
You're just drifting.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And some people don't even know. They lack awareness of their own drift.
Yeah.
So some people just need to be woken up.
Yeah.
And then there's other people. Like what you said, that's the best part. That's like the curiosity, the change that I want to know. Some people are just uncomfortable being comfortable.
Right. Yeah. Right.
But that's growth.
That's growth, right? Yeah. But there's just people that I can't stay. Like, it's like during the pandemic, a lot of people went crazy because they had to stay in their house.
Yeah.
And they were like, man, I'm so tired of this. Like, I need to get out of my house.
Yeah.
Right? Because they can't stand being in one place. And there's people that in life can't just stay in one place or in one level. They want to continue to level up or throughout time.
Take the leaps. But yeah, what you were saying about being at the council membership and stuff like that.
So I woke up one morning, get out the train. I used to get out on Chambers on Church Street, and I used to get my Dunkin' Donuts, and I grabbed the newspaper, and then my boss was on the front page. Right, got indicted, got arrested for like political scam.
I'm waiting for the story. Like, okay,
no, that's the story for another day. I'm not gonna talk about it. But what I'm gonna talk, but what I'm
newspaper, like, oh, something great, like,
no.
got indicted.
So I'm like, yo, what the hell? So I'm like, what's going on, right?
I'm about to see who it was.
So after that, brother, like since I had worked in his office for like a year, I was like on a blacklist.
Oh shit!
I couldn't get nobody from his office could get a job.
Wow.
Damn.
Like I even went to jobs without. I had like a job interview with the American Red Cross. Did 3 interviews. They even showed me, because I didn't mention his name. They showed me my office. They showed me who I was gonna work with and everything. They were like, by the way, who did you work with? And I said the name, and then they were like, Ghost.
Wow. Hey, that's it.
Right. So I was like, man, what am I gonna do? Because I can't get a job. Nobody wants to touch me. Nobody wants to look at my resume, et cetera, et cetera. So I said, yo, I'm going to reinvent myself. And at that time, I was like heavy into politics in the community. And there was an assembly member, the late Denny Farrell. Got a lot of respect for him. He passed away. But I decided to run against him because nobody ran against him. Nobody ran against him in 18 years.
Okay.
Now, this dude was like the chairman of the Ways and Means. He's like the head honcho of all honchos. He's like the top of the top. Had a lot of power in the assembly.
Right.
So I ran against him, and I was the crazy kid. Like, yo, you're going to run against him? Like, was you crazy? Like, what are you doing? You don't even stand a chance. I knew I was going to lose. It was like a marketing opportunity.
It was like, fucking,
let me just rebrand myself.
Nice.
So the first person that I told that I was going to run was him.
Oh.
I met with him in what used to be open in Coogan's, and we met, and I told him, hey, look, I'm going to be running against you out of respect. I know I'm not going to win. This is just, I'm going to run just to start putting my name out there, and I'll run a Class C race, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So ran against him, did my whole thing, right? Barely no volunteers, but I ended up getting 26% of the vote. I got like 2,300 votes. And him and I became pretty good friends.
Nice.
And I went from this kid is crazy to, oh, who's this kid?
There you go.
Because I was, when I ran, I was 25.
Whoa.
So before, the problem was I couldn't get a job.
Right.
My new problem was which job to pick.
Which job to pick? Because your face is out there. Your name was out there and everything.
Yeah, because my name was out there. I ran a Class C race. I was respectful. I was everywhere. So then I got a bunch of job offers.
And that was the reinventing of yourself.
And then I reinvented. Then I started working for the New York Women's Chamber of Commerce. I was helping minorities get certified with their businesses, doing a lot of capacity building for business owners. And then I hit like a wall there, right? Not because of the organization, but because I felt uncomfortable being comfortable, right? So then I wanted to start my own consulting firm. So I reinvented myself again. So I started a consulting firm doing economic development projects throughout the city of New York. I tried to bring Restaurant Week from downtown uptown.
Nice.
They didn't want to.
Damn.
So we created our own Washington Heights and Inwood Restaurant Week.
Nice.
I co-founded that with Angelina Ramirez. We did that together, and we did that. I did a lot of other projects. I worked on trying to open up a business improvement district on Dyckman. Throughout that whole process, I was also the chairman of the liquor license committee and community board. So a lot of liquor licenses had to go through me and my committee. After that, I stepped down from that to actually help people. So I used to get people liquor licenses in a lot of the spots uptown.
Shit,
Okay.
dude.
So a lot of spots uptown that have liquor licenses, I
because
helped them get those licenses.
And then you was the plug.
I was. Let's not say that.
You was in the plug. You was in the plug.
I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. I wouldn't say I was the plug. I just knew how to do my job in terms of really representing people that needed to get a liquor license, especially uptown. There wasn't a lot of people that really cared, right? And to really represent and go toe to toe and fight
Yeah.
for restaurant owners that had a dream, that wanted to open up their restaurant, that had a vision and wanted to apply for their liquor license, but didn't have somebody to really, like I said, go to toe-to-toe, fight for them, and really support them. So I did that, and did that for a couple of years. I was doing the Washington Heights and Inwood Restaurant Week up in the Heights, bringing a lot of press uptown. And then in the process of all of that, I started doing some promotion, some staff consulting for restaurants. And in the midst of all of that, then I ended up, I still don't even know how it happened, but I ended up, co-owning some spots.
Okay.
And so I got into the restaurant industry, and then I dropped the consulting firm, and I was just into the restaurant, which I loved. It was an experience. It was kind of like, I would kind of say like it was like an ego type of thing. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Why
I
you
consult
thought
them.
that?
I want to see if what I consult them
Yeah.
works.
Oh, okay.
Right, and it did work. We were able to increase revenue in some of the restaurants I came in as part ownership. But then it became kind of like empty.
Yeah.
Right, I was one of the last spots I was in. We had a 16 draft lines. It was a pub, made it kind of like a family space. People were coming. It was a dope spot. Now I remember one time, like I was, the bar was packed, and I just felt empty. I felt like, man, the only purpose I have here is getting people drunk. Right,
Okay.
and it. Cool, money was coming in, great, but I didn't feel like impact.
Right.
And then at that same time, I started to get financially educated. Because I was reading a book called The Secret of the Millionaire Mind, and it said, if there's a lifestyle that you're not living, it's probably because there's some information that you do not know.
Hello.
Right? And I was making some great money, but like a great Latino, I was spending a great money, right? And I realized, man, I don't have the financial education. I just had a kid. I was like, man, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to live my life like this. So then I was sitting in my couch, and I wish I was born into old money.
Shit.
I was like, why wasn't I born into like a Rockefeller family? No, tenía que ser los Rodriguez, right? Right? Pissed, right? But then I had an epiphany. I realized that old money was once new money.
Okay, heard you.
It took one person to realize and learn how money works, get educated, implement the strategies of money, and change the trajectory of their family's last name.
Pretty much.
And that was your mission.
So that was my moment. And I looked at my wife and I told her, hey, babe, I don't come from a rich family, but a rich family's coming from me. And I started my financial education journey. I got a financial coach. I learned more about money with him the first 30 days than I ever did in my entire life. I started putting my family on a different track.
Right.
And then I started, they presented an opportunity to me to refer to the firm. And I started just referring people, like part-time referral, just referring people to get help.
All right, so I don't want to cut you off real quick, but I'm going to have to cut you off because we're moving on to the financial when you started. Now moving into financial. Let's get into Izzy's segment real quick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So right now we in the Get Fresh with Izzy segment. As you can see, right?
Nah, nigga, because y'all niggas love me up.
Yeah, you don't have one. My son Jay
Bitch-ass
Confident. Yeah,
motherfuckers.
he's left out the picture right now.
Josh, I don't got one either. The men on this side don't got. You know
Guess so,
they
right?
put us on this side because we don't got.
I guess so. Leave him to the left because over here is
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
I'll play it. But this polo right here soon will be available to everybody. We're gonna drop it real soon.
We'll do pre-orders.
Yeah, for real. And this one right here is actually different though. Like if you realize this is not like our famous electric blue right here. This is actually like, what color is this? Like
That's like
a purple, a little.
Yeah, it's like
the purple family, like a lavender, right? I
Yeah.
don't know if y'all can see. Hold on. Let me show y'all though. Yeah. The logo right there. But yeah, nice, right? For the wintertime too, we are gonna come out with the half zips too. So we coming out with a lot of merch. We working on it. We got some Carhartt shorts.
It's called Athletic Heather.
Athletic Heather.
God,
Athletic
that's
Heather.
crazy.
I bet. I remember.
That sounds
Yeah,
nice.
That sounds very nice, right?
Let us know in the comments if you want this drop though, right here, this colorway. But yeah, I got the Carhartt shorts, and then I got some Crocs on. Just keeping it real cozy.
With socks on.
With socks on.
Nah, we had this conversation the other days about it. All right, cool. I got the regular Off Xperience polo with the blue. You know what I mean? Look right there. You can see it. Pow. You know what I mean? I got the Off Xperience hat, little dad hat going on. Distressed dad hat. Got some sweats, Pumas. It's comfortable. It's kind of cool outside, man. Right? It's good for the sweats, right? It's good for the sweats. There you go. See that? Then I got my A6, my gels. I'm grayed out today. Shit. Nah, besides my hat, but yeah, we out here comfortable, man.
That's fire. I like how you mentioned the socks.
I know I had to because you about to come up with your socks.
Yeah, son. It's vibes, guys. It's vibes. But I got me, of course, Off Xperience hat. Is it? Right?
Yeah,
Be forgetting. I don't know. But I got the Off Xperience hat, right? Of course, I got to wear the shirt. Yo, because they ain't have no shirt for me, so I had to dig through the drawer and stuff like that. It might be a little wrinkled. But I have no time to iron it. I apologize for that. You know what I'm saying? But I keep it real raw and authentic. That's exactly how I'm doing it. From the last episode, I'm trying to keep it to where we wear our merch and people's merch who actually represent for the culture.
Who cares if you have a fight with your iron?
You know what I mean?
Fucking
Yeah.
put it on.
The wind is the iron anyway. But yo, I got the Uncommon sweats from Uncommon Collections from back in the day. These are very comfortable. They're very nice. I got my black and white Oreos, pandas, whatever y'all call these. I got my Jack Skellington socks. Y'all already know how I do with the Jack Skellington socks. I like Jack Skellington. He taught us mad shit. You know, if you go one route, you can be happy in that route because he went into a Christmas route in that movie. Y'all ain't see the movie, and he was happy there. But don't let that go over your head,
You're
y'all.
gonna reach out to him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but that's my fit.
Good man.
All right, I didn't get the Off Xperience memo to wear like
Nah, but
some
he
merch.
got the suit on, bro.
But I put a suit on because I'm in finance, so if you work with money, you gotta look like money. So I got a Brooks Brothers suit on.
The Brooks.
It's a plaid suit with like some purple lines. That's why I got the purple socks. to match
Hey,
the lines.
coordination.
Coordination. Got a Charles Truitt shirt. Got a little handkerchief to add a little pizzazz to it. And then I got my brown leather Samba Adidas for comfort. Right? Because I got to move around a lot.
Nah, I hear you.
Nah, I'm feeling it.
Nah, the Brooks Brothers got it, bro. Like, I remember when I first heard of Brooks Brothers from House Party.
Brooks Brothers.
Yeah.
Do you know the shirt he got on, bro?
No, I mean, listen.
That's the Charles Schwartz shirt, bro.
I know, bro. Like, I mean,
That's top 10.
They expensive. Brooks Brothers expensive too.
Yeah. Now, you know, it's funny too, right? Like, what was we talking about the other day as far as like with the suits? What's it called? The cufflinks.
Yeah, you gotta get some nice
cufflinks. Yeah,
nice cufflinks.
So you do one of these.
$300-$400 cufflinks.
Oh, no.
You say you gotta smell, look, dress like money.
Yeah, bro, that suit game is different. If you got like cufflinks on, that's very expensive, real gold or something. That's crazy.
That's dope. Yo,
That's very detailed, right?
Yeah,
there.
very detailed. That's what they always say. Was that phrase? Address the way you want to be addressed.
That's it.
Dress the way you want to be addressed.
Exactly.
Exactly. That right there will go a long way for you. So that right there concludes my segment, and now we're gonna get into the.
So we're gonna get into money, right? So it's a good segue of getting into it.
This right here is where y'all really need to take out your pens and pads because it's about to be a whole lot of information.
Yeah, so let's get back into the financing, man. Like, you started learning financing, started getting mentors and all that.
Yeah, so was doing it as a referral, and this is like the same time where I'm like feeling like I don't have any purpose, right?
Okay.
And then I started to see like the results of the people that were getting helped financially and the peace of mind that they were getting, and I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna start doing this part-time, right? And I told my wife, hey, if we can make X amount of dollars, and I'm gonna leave the restaurant industry and focus on this. And we accomplished this. So I got out of the restaurant industry, I got out of politics, I got out of all of that, and I just focused on the financial industry. And from here, man, it's been history ever since. It's been the best decision I've ever made in my life to be able to do this. Because when I was in the restaurant industry, you know, I didn't have a life. I'm family oriented. I came from a big family, right? Yeah. We always open up the bar at 3 o'clock, close at 2, 4 o'clock in the morning. Now, we close at 2, 4 in the morning to the public, but we're cleaning, counting money, doing inventory. I used to get home at 4, 6:30 in the morning. I almost missed my son's first steps. I almost missed holidays. I was at the bar because that's when we used to throw parties, right? The parties. So when I was home sleeping, my wife was up, my family was up. When they were sleeping, I was up.
Right.
So I didn't want to live my life like that either. So I got into the industry, and changed my whole entire life. You know, not only did I get educated financially, but I was able to build a business in the financial industry, really causing impact, helping people with their finances, secure their financial future. So yeah, I don't come from a rich family, but a rich family is going to come from me. So I got I got a coach financially, learned about finances in the first 30 days than I ever did in my entire life, put my family on a different financial track. And the other thing was I got him, presented me an opportunity.
Yeah.
So I started providing referrals to the firm, and this was about that same time that I felt like I didn't have purpose in the restaurant industry. And I started seeing how people were getting help. So I told my wife, hey, if we make X amount of dollars, I'm going to get out of the restaurant industry. We're going to do this full time. And it was the best financial decision I ever made in my entire life.
Nice.
You know, excuse me, I was able to get back control of the most valuable thing in the world. Time. Because I used to open up the bar at 3 o'clock, close at 4, get home at 6 o'clock in the morning, almost missed my son's first steps, wasn't around for the holidays, none of that. And, you know, like I was telling you earlier, I'm family-oriented, came from a big family, right? So I treasure those moments, and I miss them.
Yeah, for sure.
And I didn't want to live my life like that. And this allowed me a couple of things. One, to heavily get educated on finances, right? The second thing was I got back time, so I got to spend. Now I take my son to school. I'm on his field trips. I'm in all the activities. Travel with my family whenever I want. I'm doing all the holidays. I'm creating family traditions.
Right.
Because being in the financial industry gave me that, right? And then that same coach, he gave me a piece of advice that really stood out to me. He told me, hey, Ariel, if you want to eat great food every day, become a chef. And I said, that makes sense. Right? He said, if you want to own a lot of shoes, own a shoe store. I was like, boom, you're onto something.
So you want to have a lot of money.
And he said, if you want to understand how money works, if you want to make a lot of money, be in the most lucrative industry in the world, the financial industry. Yeah. Because what you work with is what you get. Right? So if you work with money, you're going to make money. If you own a restaurant, you're going to eat a lot and drink a lot. If you work in Uber, you're going to do a lot of driving. If you're a lawyer, you're going to be in court all the time. Right? So that made perfect sense to me. I said, man, this is what I got to learn. And dude, I made that decision, and I never turned back.
No, that's dope. That's dope. And also, too, for y'all that don't know, Ariel here is actually my mentor, too, right? He's actually the one who actually convinced me to go ahead and get my license. And it's crazy, right, how it works, because even before I had met you, you know, I was always reading, you know, I started off with Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And that right there kind of already opened up my mind. And it was like, oh, okay, like he's talking about assets, liabilities. And then, you know, just kept reading. And then it was like, once I had met you, it was like, oh, look, perfect. Like, this is actually what they tell you in the books to, like, start building, right? Your financial advisors, your financial professionals, and, you know, attorneys, lawyers. So it was like, all right, yeah, this is the perfect opportunity. And then when you was like, oh, you know, if you want to start referring people, get your license. I was like, all right, like, you know, this right here is going to be a new challenge, right? And that's kind of what motivated me to even get it more, because I'm like, all right, like, it's a new challenge for me. You know, let me just step into it and see what I could learn and build from here.
Oh, that's dope.
Not good. I want to ask a question, but don't answer it now because I want to get into a segment real quick. But it's like, what is the biggest thing people are missing of not understanding financing and all that, right? But we're gonna get to that after this segment. Let's get into my uncommon question with Mr. Uncommon.
I just felt like you just pulled out a commercial just now, right?
Yeah, it was.
Did you just feel that, right?
It was. That was fun.
We'll be right back after these messages.
You like that one?
That was fire.
Right?
After a word from our sponsors.
That's like one of those, that's like, oh, come on, moments.
Tune in. We'll be back.
Left me on the cliff.
All right, so the rules are, right? Each of us gonna pick. I put 4 decks right there. Each of us gonna pick a card, and
A little bit too.
you want to pick. No, but you gotta pick from the top. Like, just pick from. You can shuffle it, whatever. Just pick from without seeing it.
Because I got the same question I got.
Yeah, without seeing it, pick it up. We all gonna go around answering. I will read our questions out and answering them.
Okay.
Yo, this is crazy.
So
crazy.
I will go first. Did you ever cheat in school? Fuck, hell yeah.
All the time,
All
bro.
the time, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I can't sugarcoat this, man. Like, this is too easy.
One of my most the most one that I did the most was write my answers on a piece of gum, the Wrigley's Winter Fresh.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All answers, boom, 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 and I just take out the gum. Teacher comes.
Nah.
Whoa.
What he was doing?
Yeah.
I used to sit next to smart dudes.
And did you go for them?
I had
Hey,
one
they
dude
told
like
me,
that.
hey, it's never wrong being a copycat as long as you copy the right cat.
Hey, that's it. Yo, that's a fact, bro. Like,
That is true. But one dude, and I know this motherfucker name. His name is Harold.
Yeah.
I believe in that. But the thing was, this dude was he will let you copy, but he'll give you the wrong answers.
Nah.
Yeah, then he'll
So
erase
you
it.
copied the wrong cat.
You copied the wrong cat.
No, it was
the
the
wrong
right cat, but he gave me the wrong copies.
Yeah,
He was still the
You
wrong
was still
cat.
the wrong cat. The right cat would have gave you the right one. Like, oh, yeah, take that. So we,
but then you got those people too, like that also be hiding their answers.
Yo,
They don't want you to
this.
look, and it's like, ah, come on.
nah, they be
So
nah.
true.
I mean, yo,
They be like
gatekeep
this.
that shit.
Yeah, the OD that was gatekeeping at
That was-
its finest.
yo.
Right?
But
That
I-
was
but-
like where gatekeeping
But
started.
y'all definitely cheated, man. Like I can't lie to God, man.
me
Like
too.
Yeah, I feel
on,
like
man.
everybody has.
I
On
think
the
everybody
test, right?
has.
Fuck.
All right, yo, this question right here is crazy, and this kind of like it goes to what's actually going on in the world right now. But it says, would you hire an undocumented worker?
I would.
I would.
I would.
Yeah, I would too.
I would too.
Yeah, I definitely would too. And
I
you know,
definitely
yo,
would. Like,
I
I'ma
haven't,
just
I
listen.
would.
I'm gonna just
you
say
have,
one
yeah,
thing,
bro. I have, yeah,
Yeah.
to do work in your house, do
That's
shit.
what I'm
I
saying.
fucking
And
would.
bro,
Like,
I'm gonna just say one thing, right? America relies on immigrants, right?
America's
And,
built
like,
on off of immigrants, bro.
And like it's different, right? Because you know people had like this whole debate. It was like illegal immigrants should be out of here, right? And like keep the people that actually came here legally. And it's like at the end of the day, they're both still very hard workers, right? I would say the criminals though, as far as like the people who's coming in that are criminals, yes, for them. But you know, they mind their business. You know, they come to America for better reason. You know?
Honestly, I think the undocumented ones work even harder.
Exactly, and they do.
Yeah.
They do work harder. So.
They work even harder. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
shoot.
Shout out to them.
And then
Shout out to
they
'em.
they everywhere too. They in the restaurant businesses. You know, they in the construction businesses.
They
so-
even delivering your food.
exactly.
Nah,
so-
yeah. So to answer that question, I would definitely hire them.
Yeah,
Me
yeah,
too. I got a. Would you write a reference for a friend who you feel is poorly qualified? You know, I ain't gonna hold you, bro, but I'll be a dick, bro, and I'll do it just to see the outcome.
Nah, come on.
But then that might mess you up though.
How
in
you
the long
gonna
run, though.
set them up like that?
How
bro?
would it miss me?
Because
up?
you're the
That's
one
your
that
name.
put
This
them
is
on.
your word.
That's gonna be
man.
your name,
It's
bro.
your
What?
But
reputation.
I'll tell him straight up. You should already know you're not qualified.
No, but
Nah, but the thing is
but the
you-
fact that you gave it's about you. It's your word.
You gave him your reference. Like,
I don't have to pick up the phone.
Nah,
How they
but
got the
your
reference?
name is
Nah, but
on
how-
it.
How they got the
Yeah.
reference?
But I don't have to pick up the
Make
phone.
it make sense.
Wait,
Oh my god!
wait, but y'all read what I'm saying though.
Yes,
right?
bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you give somebody your reference that are unqualified for the job?
Would you write a reference for a friend who is poorly qualified? Would I write a reference?
Yeah. Would you
Yeah.
write a reference for somebody that's
I
unqualified
would.
for your job? Let's say it's your job.
Hell no, for not for my
Yeah,
job.
fucking
You
go right
bugging,
there, bro. That's-
You think I'm gonna do that?
That's the thing right
Yeah,
there.
I was-
Come on, the man's not.
Yo.
He's poorly qualified.
I was
bro.
about to say. Now I know why you don't got one of the polo shirts.
Hell no, not my job. No. I'm a victim of that, bro.
You see, so there you go. That should have hit you with like.
I'm a victim
fuck
of
no.
that because my brother did some grimy
I'm
shit.
not referring
so-
nobody that's no good, man. Fuck that shit.
Nah, word, bro. Your name is
My
most
name is
important
my
thing.
name.
Yeah, exactly. And your word is. Your
I'm
word.
confused about that. Hold up, son. I'm confused about that. Where the fuck does that happen right there, though? I'm referring him.
No, yeah, but you know that he's poorly.
That's like
Yeah,
that's
but
like
no, the
qualified.
company doesn't know me. It's not my company he's working for.
Nah, bro. It's
Wait, it's not my company.
It's your. No,
But it's not my company.
But you work for them.
No, I don't.
Yeah, that's
It doesn't say that.
You- no,
it just said
but we say that.
will I refer him to any job that he's like, yo, Josh, yo, you think you could? You think you could be put as a reference like that? That's how I'm looking at it.
Okay.
Alright, so we-
That's how I
So
look
what,
at
bro?
it.
We trying to make it
What
harder,
the
bro.
fuck is going on here,
We trying to
son?
make it harder, bro.
Now I need one of these shirts, bro.
No,
Fuck that.
No, you still don't get a
tryna-
shirt.
we tryna make it harder, bro.
No. I know what I said. My name is
I
my
get
name.
you. I get you.
Thank you, Izzy. That's why he my financial advisor.
I don't. He's still in training. We'll see in 6 months.
Yeah, son, that's crazy.
Let's go.
Crazy, man. Wow.
What you got, Ariel?
Yo, my question is: have you looked in the drawers at a friend's house?
All the
We had that question
time.
before.
Yeah.
Dude, we're gonna have to talk after this episode.
Bro, if you telling me, yo, roll up in my room, nigga, I'm gonna. Yo, this nigga is wild.
He's not letting you in his house now.
But I don't go. But that's the thing, though. But Ariel, you gotta understand, I don't go upstairs. That's the thing. I don't go. He got 2 big ass dogs up there, bro.
But
That
now
I don't fuck with, son.
now you definitely not going.
Nah, them
Before
2
it
big
was
ass
because of the
dog.
dogs. Now it's because of him.
I don't go up there for
Yo,
nothing,
that's
bro.
crazy. I don't know. Have I ever fucking looked at somebody's drawer? I probably did, maybe.
Dead, my nigga. Everybody
did.
does, bro.
I don't.
That's
I
crazy,
don't.
yeah.
No, not
Everybody
now.
does.
Not now.
No, not now.
Not now. I'm trying to
Hell
have
no.
as a kid. I'm trying to think back as a kid. Maybe not as an adult, but I
If
don't
you
know.
get like caught red-handed too, it's like, oh
Yeah,
shit.
He
oh,
just-
it's mad
I just
awkward.
tell him I was looking for some.
I'm gonna have to pack you up.
What were you looking for?
What are you looking for at the bottom drawer?
Yeah, right?
Over there.
Yeah, I don't even have to say nothing to you. Just walk out, bro. Just walk out.
Put my head down and everything.
Yeah, just
No,
walk
don't
out,
even
bro,
worry
like-
about it. Let me go grab my coat. I see them all.
I won't even say it. Just walk
Nah,
out.
I never looked because I never wanted to know, right? Like, the less you know, the better, right? So I didn't want to know what was in people's houses.
True indeed.
So
Yeah, there you
just-
go.
That's a good one.
That was-
You
that
might
was
just
good.
see some shit that you don't want to see.
Hey, listen.
That's a fact.
Whoa.
fact.
Definitely don't. Then you got questions after that. Like, no. Listen,
fact.
right here, this concludes the Mr. Uncommon question with Mr. Uncommon. We're back to scheduled programmed televised
Right.
after the sponsors.
after the sponsors, you know, sponsored by Mr. Uncommon Common Questions. So to the question I asked before, like, what is the biggest mistake people will be doing not educating themselves on financing?
I think the first thing is checking your mindset, right? A lot of people want to go into, hey, let me do this with my money, let me do this, let me do that, but they never check their mindset. That's why a lot of people that win the lottery or win the jackpot, right, like in a couple of years, they're broke,
Yeah.
right? And it's not because the mismanagement of money, but it has to do with the money mindset that they have. So one of the things is always to like first check where you first learned about money, right? Like in the secret of the Millionaire Mind, that book, that's like my first book. It's like my Bible around finances and just the money mindset. But he talks about like your parents being your first teachers and them teaching you subconscious things, right? And he gave an example of this girl. She was a child, and she used to go to her mom and ask for money for ice cream.
Yeah.
And her mother would always say, hey, go to your dad, I don't have money. Go to your dad, I don't have money. So she was raised thinking that women never had money, that only men had money. So as an adult, she was broke, right? And then for me, when I became like present to that, I started to think about like, man, what did I learn from my parents, right? In my house, I don't know about you, gentlemen, but in my house, money was a taboo. It was like,
Right.
don't talk about money,
Really?
right? Like, why you asking questions? You're lucky there's food on the table, there's a roof over your head,
True indeed.
get straight A's,
worry
don't
about-
talk about money.
Don't worry
Like,
about where it's coming from.
don't worry about where it's like, don't worry about none of that. And then my dad also he used to drink, right? May he rest in peace. My dad used to drink, and when he got happy-go-lucky, he wanted to like buy drinks on the house, right?
He
Like,
bought
for
everybody
everybody.
drinks.
He wanted everybody to have an experience, and I carried that, right? Even in light life and throughout my social life, and even when I got married, right? My parents, I mimicked them. Like my mother's money was her money, my dad's money was his money, but they never talked about money until there was money problems. Because when the money problems came, then it was our problem.
That was everybody's
right?
problem. Yeah.
So the same thing, I mirrored the same thing in my marriage. With my wife, it was this, hey, my money's my money, your money's your money. When we have money problems, it was our problem. Then we talked about it, but we talked about it from an arguing standpoint.
And just even hearing that, it don't even sound right.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you hear that, like, your money's your money, my money's my money. But when there's problems, now let's talk about money.
Yeah.
Like, that shouldn't even
Where's your
sound
money?
right.
Where's your money?
Where's your money?
Where's your
right?
money?
Yeah, right.
more like
Where's
that.
the money going? Where's the
Right,
money?
right.
go.
I'm questioning you. Where's your money
Like,
going?
where's your money going? But I just like spent like 17
You
on me.
feel me?
Where's
Like,
your money
that
going?
shouldn't even sound right. So putting it in that perspective, yeah, for sure, man. It's like, okay, that's what you got to really think about at that point.
And that's true too. Like what you're talking about with the parents, you know, like we learn from them. Like they're our first teacher, and it's kind of like that right there. That causes like kind of like generational trauma, right? Because now that's how you're gonna react when y'all start talking about money.
Not only that, but it also creates generational excuses. Like you just said, we don't need. What are you worrying about that? That's not your concern. Oh, but this, that, and the third. You know, you don't stuff like that. And then when you carry that on throughout your kids, they start realizing like, oh, my mom was right. Yeah, dad was right. These excuses that they brought upon me, they came out fluently, but you never really changed your perspective on it, and you just kept carrying that on.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, so one of the, like, when we started our financial journey, you know, my wife and I, we nipped that in the butt. Like, we became so present to it that now my wife and I, first of all, we had like separate accounts. It was like my account, her account.
Yeah.
Now everything that we have is joint.
We just had, we
have
Yeah, I want to ask that question
so
real quick, right?
So we have joint accounts, right? And we manage everything together. We have like family board meetings about finance, right? We talk about money every day. It's like me telling her I love her is like us talking about money, right? But the same thing is the other thing that I do now is I talk to my son about money.
There you go.
Right? So my son, you know, he has his debit card, he has his accounts, he saves, we have a cash value life insurance for him, we're doing investments, but we talk about it.
How's your son?
He's 8.
8.
Right?
There you go.
8 years old, right? And we started his first debit card like at 6 years old, so he has that and he has a savings account. But we talk money, and I'll give you like, and I turn simple things into money experiences with my son. So I'll tell you the story real quick. So my son breaks. I bought him one of those Amazon Kids tablet. He breaks it.
Yeah.
Second one comes, warranty, free. He breaks it. Third one, he's like, Dad, you got to get me another. He's like 4 years old. I'm like, dude.
You get you what? You get you nothing.
You broke the first two, right? So you got, like, I'm not buying it. You could go break your little piggy banks. Like, this is a 4-year-old that I'm talking to. No, like, he was like 4 or 5 years old. So I'm talking to him about this, and he breaks his piggy banks. I'm like, count all your money, and if you have enough money, then you could go buy it. So the dude spent like an hour counting his coins and his dollars, adding it up, and he's like, Dad, I have X amount of dollars. I'm like, great. Let's go onto the computer. Let's see how much the tablet costs. He's like, it's $200. I'm like, yeah. He's like, forget the tablet. Forget the tablet. No, he had enough.
Oh, he had enough?
He had way more. He could have bought 3 tablets.
Oh, he just didn't want to spend that.
He was like, I'm not buying this. I'm going to take $25 and I'm going to buy a toy. Yo, he never talked about the tablet for like the rest of the year.
Yeah, so that was kind of like his way of like budgeting. Like he seen like, okay, like I could spend this much on this tablet, but let me go for something that's cheaper, right? And like I could spend less.
But it's not about that though. It's also about that he knows that it's entertaining. So I got this tablet. I fucked up twice.
Yeah.
So instead of spending this amount of money, I can entertain myself with this small price.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what it does.
Right.
Jackson does that a lot. Where if I show him, look, this costs us this much, you sure you want to spend that? He'll look at me, he'll be like, nah, let's just go to Five Below. And he'll see like a plastic sword and that's his right there. That's
Gotta
his
give him
right there.
alternatives too.
Oh yeah.
No, and that's showing them, you know, to exactly to what you said, but it's showing them the value of money from a young age.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of parents are scared to go to Target and go by the toy section. I'm not, because we walk through the toy section and he's like, Dad, I want a toy. And I'm like, great, let's use your card. He's like, no, I want you to use yours. I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want the toy. You want the toy. We use your debit card. And he's like, so forget the toy, right? So he's like now managing his money, and like we're having these conversations on a daily basis, right? And he has his card, his debit card, and he checks his account every time. And then when he first broke the piggy bank, I also gave him the whole experience. Like we went to one of those coin machines and counted it all up, gave him his receipt. I told him, you got to go to the teller now. He went to the teller. They gave him his money. He was like 6 years old when he did this. And then I was like, okay, they gave you the money. Like, well, now we got to go to the bank. And I was just like a chaperone in the interaction, but he's living his money life, financial experiences from a young age. So going back to like your original question is checking your mindset. Like, first of all, you want to check what was your first experiences with money, and what's your relationship with money? Because you could be in a bad relationship with money.
Yeah, worse. Word.
Right?
And I like how you speak that in general, because I'm looking at it like as in general, because you said at the beginning of the episode that it's not about what you know, it's about who you know, right? You've done so many accolades. Like, you've done the bar, restaurant, doing a whole lot of stuff. But what you did was you learned more, and you held all your other professions down and just kept elevating your mindset to change your mindset into the financial world that you're in right now, and how you're passing that all down to your kids and everything else. So changing mindset, I totally believe the way you talk about that heavily right now. So
that is true. Because I just the other day it's crazy. 'Cause my daughter, she likes to knit, right? So she wanted the yarn. So she was like, "Oh, can you buy it for me?" And I'm like, "No, I ain't got no money. I ain't buying it." She goes, "Oh, but because I owed her $35, right? So I was gonna give it to her. I said, "Well, you got money. I owe you the money. What do you want to do? Like, you want to put it on the Amazon cart, and then I'll get it for you when I get paid, or for your money, or what?" All right, let's do that, whatever case. And it's true. We have to show them the value of it. It's your money. Guess what? You're spending your money. It's not mine. So when now you see it, go, all right, let me save this money real quick.
Yeah.
Because I ain't going to have for whatever it is I want, right? Because they're not going to buy for me. You got to learn that from young. And it is true. The first experience that you have with money, how does that look?
And how are you translating that in your current life right now? Like, how is that showing up?
Yes.
Because all of us, right, you know, we're going to go the therapy route. Like, all of us has, like, a little boy in us that shows up now. Yeah. Shows up.
Yeah.
So our past money traumas or money excuses or money lessons show up for us now, right?
Yeah.
And then the other part of it, so it's the money mindset, but then there's personal development, like personal growth.
Yeah.
Like, I'll tell you this. You know why a lot of people can't make six figures? You know why?
Why?
Because they believe that they can't.
Understood, yeah, 100%.
That's it.
The
That's
mindset.
That's the only thing.
That's the manifestation over there.
And some people will never save $100,000 in a bank account. Some people will never save $500,000 for the simple reason that they believe that they can't. They believe that they can't, and they believe that they're not worthy.
Right.
that part.
Right.
And how do you combat that is through growing on yourself. The biggest investment that you could do is yourself.
Yeah.
Because the bigger the identity, the bigger the bank account.
That is a fact. What they say, they go like, if you want to say you have $10,000 in your account, just say you got $10,000. You ain't touching it. That's there already.
Yeah, right.
Right? And you keep believing that.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you believe you got $1, then guess what? You're gonna continue to have $1.
Yeah, and then that goes to like the book I'm actually reading now, which is Think and Grow Rich. And he says that too. He was like, yo, like you gotta have desire. You gotta just be money conscious and know exactly like how you want to get that money and obtain it. And then once you know that, then you go after it. But you always gotta have you gotta be money conscious always.
Yeah.
So what would you tell somebody who feels a little overwhelmed by the signage of a number? Because it's too much. So they feel like because it's too much, they're like, oh my God, I can't.
Which number is too much?
Like, that's a fucking good question.
Too much.
That's a good fucking rebuttal. I'm not even going to fucking forget it anyway. So yeah, about the Yankees, y'all.
No, I got what you're trying to say though.
You know what?
No, he answered it great. That's exactly how it's supposed to be.
That's going back to the belief, right?
The belief,
What numbers
right.
do great, but you know what? I'm gonna answer you because I speak to a lot of people, and I'm gonna answer this like in a couple of ways. Don't compare your journey to someone else's journey.
Facts.
Some people are like, man, he's sturdy. He has $500,000 in the bank account. You don't know where that came from.
Yeah.
You don't know the lessons that were passed down from his family that weren't passed. You're probably at the starting point of breaking a curse in your family.
True.
A poverty curse. They're probably ahead of the game. Maybe he came into some money. Maybe he just got like blessed or was at the right place at the right time and got a great job and saving money and or still living at mom's house and saving a bunch. You never know someone else's story.
Yeah.
Right? So first of all, one of the main mistakes that we do is we compare ourselves to other people.
Facts.
Your story is your story, and your journey is your journey. Focus on your lane, right?
Yeah.
We could all be on the same highway, but everybody's in their own different lane. Just focus on yours, because the moment you start looking on yours, you crash on yours. Number one. Number two, when people do the comparing, they're like, oh, he's able to save because he's making 6 figures. Have you ever saved $1?
All the time.
That's the number. Save what you can.
That's your answer right there, kid.
Save.
That's your answer right there, bro. That's the
Nah,
number.
yeah, there's the small amounts too. That
Yo,
adds
my
up.
Small
son-
amount for sure.
My son, by the age of 6, had over $1,000, and it was saving quarters.
See my piggy bank? You see my shit.
It's not the.
They still got the water jug with the pennies.
It's
in
not
it.
the. It's not the number. People focus on how much should I save. It's the discipline. It's the habit of saving that you got to develop and work on over time. Because you can never save $1,000 a month if you've never saved $500 a month. You can't save $500 a month if you never saved $100. You can't save $100 if you never saved $25. You can't save $25 a month if you never saved $1.
There you go.
That's so true.
So just start, and you'll be surprised. You'll be so surprised how small contribution over time builds wealth, especially if you're taking advantage of compound interest.
Yeah, and I wanted to get into that right there, exactly with that, with what you just said about compound interest. And this, I wanted to go to like the young generation, right? Because like you always said, right? Time is the most valuable thing. And with time, you're able to grow more wealth because it's compounding for you, right? So yeah, like how do you, like what's your take on compounding interest and how important is it?
First of all, let's define compound interest.
So compound it.
Yeah.
John's on point now.
So John's like, wait a second, I gotta be on point.
Yeah, yeah.
I gotta get one of these shirts.
I gotta
bro.
get
What
one
you
of the.
mean,
I
bro?
gotta get one of these polo
Come on,
shirts.
man.
After this, we definitely get it, bro.
Come on, man.
Yo, I'll fund his shirt. All right, I'll sponsor his shirt. It has to say the world changes on the other side.
Fire.
Love it. Love
That is
it.
fire.
Marketing genius, bro.
It's the only way I'll fund his shirt.
That's funny.
But compound interest is when you are saving money and it's receiving interest, and then that interest receives interest. Right? So there's a real famous formula. It's called the Rule of 72. It was made famous by Albert Einstein. And you take any interest that you're receiving on an annual basis and you divide it by 72, lets you know in how long your money's going to double. So let's say, for example, 72 divided by 1%, you're getting 1%. In 72 years, your money's going to double. Okay. Right? But if you're getting, let's say, 6%, in every 12 years, your money's going to double. So you take advantage of compound interest to double your money as quickly as possible, right? So one of the biggest, that's one of the main rules that the wealthy take advantage.
That's the name of the game.
Right? You know, a lot of people think, oh, the rich get richer because they're doing schemes and they're doing this. And no, they're taking advantage of principles of money. They're making sure that their money is getting compound interest and that interest is getting interest and their money is working for them. They give their money a job.
Yeah.
That's financial literacy right
That's
there.
what
Right?
it is. And that right there too, like, cause I hear people all the time, they will say like, oh, money is meant to be spent, right? And that's why I'm like, nah, but it's not though. It's meant to be multiplied. Always, like you always gotta keep multiplying.
And then spent.
Yeah, then spent, right? For real, not for real.
But not divided.
But not divided.
Nah, it's meant to be
Not divided, not subtracted. So no spending.
yeah, for real.
Look, but you got to save money because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if you don't save money, money won't save you.
That part.
Right? So a lot of people say, oh, but I want to live in the moment. Great. There's going to be a future moment you want to live in too. Right? Especially if
Talking about wiping the cloud. That dunk cloud. Yeah. All right.
That is true. That is
when
shit.
the retirement moment comes, you still want to live it, right?
Yeah.
So you got to save for your future self
Yeah.
as well. I don't tell people stop living your life. Just be conscious
Right.
and make the right
Your
choices.
balance, for sure.
So you can have a balance because there's going to be a point in life, right, where, God forbid, you get sick, or God forbid you want to, or you not God forbid, but you want to retire.
Yeah.
You got to have a cash reserve to be able to make that happen. I could put my hand in fire right now that all of us here know someone that should be retired but is still working.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we talk about that shit all the time.
Every time.
Not because they love their job, it's because they never took into account or took it really serious. Like,
When
oh
that
my
time
God,
is gonna come.
I'm gonna have to have money for my future moments
Yeah. Yeah.
in
For
life.
sure.
So that's very, very important.
Mm.
But time is one of the key factors in building wealth. Right? It's just starting. The more time you have, the more wealth you'll get to build. The later you start, the less time you're gonna have, the less wealth you're gonna get to build.
But either way, can I just say one thing? Even with that, some people would take that and like be like, oh well, the later I go, then you know what, fuck it, let me not do it. No, still fucking do it. Like no matter how later you start, right? Even if you're less wealthy or richer or whatever it is, you're still gonna be up more than what you are presently,
it's
right?
just
So
start.
Yeah, the best
Just
time is
start.
always
yeah,
to
just
now.
start. Yeah, just start. So that's the key thing. I think just to anything in life, right? Just fucking start.
Just start.
That first step.
So we talked about that, right? Talked about saving, taking advantage of compound interest. But my other tip I give to people is really understanding where's your money going. Everybody knows how much they get paid,
Yeah.
right? If $5 is missing from your paycheck,
You go to
HR is getting a call. We're gonna have a strike. I ain't showing up. Forget my job. They're disrespecting me.
Yeah.
But then in the house, most people don't know where their money goes.
Yeah.
They get paid on Friday, and then Monday they got an overdraft.
Yo, nah, that's happening, bro.
Yo, it's the truth, right?
Yo,
It's
that's
the
crazy.
truth.
Nah, there's people that do it for
It's
sure.
true. It's true.
Yeah.
Right. And even for people that don't get the overdrafts, there's a lot of people, and I've seen it from all levels. People making 50, 40,000. I've seen people making 200, 300,000.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I don't know where the money goes. I see it at all levels. And one of the things you have to understand is, where does my money go? And then identify where it goes and cut back on certain expenses and identify areas where you can save money.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Because I could make $1 million, but if I spend $1 million, ask Bobby Brown, we'll still be broke, right?
Yeah, making barbecue sauce.
Making barbecue
Exactly,
sauce.
right?
It's an investment. It's an investment. I'm just saying.
It's
It's
an
an investment.
right? But yeah, so that's the case, right? So you got to be able to do them. And why you have to do this? Because a lot of times people could save.
Yeah.
It's just money slipping
we
through the
just don't
cracks.
want
Like
to.
when I did it, right? I'll tell you this. Right, I came from nightlife, and then I analyzed my budget, and I used to spend $5 a day on a caramel macchiato venti, right? In a month, that's $150 on coffee.
Word.
In a year, that's over $1,000 just on coffee.
Paying the next man.
Just
Paying-
on coffee.
Just on coffee.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the corner slice. I'm not talking about everything else, right? And then I was having this conversation with Izzy. Like, when I started thinking about myself in nightlife, I'm like, yo, man, I used to party all the time, right? But just think about it. If you go out every weekend, and this is like being on the very cheap side. Let's say you spend $200 a weekend. You multiply that by 52 weeks, that's $10,000 in a year. And if you party for 10 years, that's $100,000
That's crazy.
on turn up. That's like a down payment for a house. Don't get depressed, brother.
No. I'm just thinking
down like,
No, I was just thinking about all these dumbass people. No, because you know why? Because as soon as you mentioned that, literally, I just caught flashes of everybody who living those club life. You know what I'm saying? The outside party life. And you did that for 10 years straight, but you live in a NYCHA household. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a household, but still you could have been in the crib.
Yeah.
So that's what I was doing that whole depression thing.
So it's identifying things. Like, I sat down with this young girl. I was helping her with her budget. She's like, Ariel, I don't know where my money goes. And we're looking at it. You know, she was spending about $800 a month just on Ubers.
Oof.
Damn.
Right?
Was that my daughter? No.
But yeah, so, you know, it's identifying, right? So you want to analyze all of that and identify areas where you could save money, right? And then you could reposition that towards wealth building.
Right.
Right? And as you do that, you also always want to make sure that you pay yourself first.
Yeah. So he's looking at the firefly. No, I can see it. What the fuck? That's a firefly. That's a
firefly, bro.
Yo, so listen, get
It looks like I got a polo.
Hey, how they got one before me? Don't kill it, bro.
No, that's funny. All right, Josh. So we going straight into your segment right now. So let's get it.
Yeah. What up, y'all? My segment, J Confidence, Pick Up Thoughts. Yo, you know what I just thought about? Sometimes the hardest conversations, especially about money, are the ones that free you the most. We avoid talking about our finances because it feels uncomfortable, but transparency is usually the first step toward building real wealth. So, Ariel, was there ever a time when facing a tough money conversation changed your perspective or opened a door you didn't expect?
Yeah, man, definitely in my own home, right? We're talking about this earlier, right? We talked about this earlier. You know, it got to a point where when my wife and I made the decision to, like, you know, start talking about our money, what comes in, what comes out, and then even to, like, just agree on opening up a joint account. Like, those are difficult, man. It's difficult because my ego was involved, my machismo was involved. Like, you know, I don't need to be sharing with nobody my money, but, you know, it changed my family's financial, I wouldn't just say mine, but my family's financial future for the better.
That makes sense. Shout out to that, man. No,
the joint account. We just had a conversation a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah,
joint account, bro.
He had posted it. He posted like a poll on the story. He was like, "Oh, how do y'all feel about joint accounts?" And what somebody said, it was like, he was like, "No, I wouldn't do a joint account because she's gonna get half anyways at the end."
Yeah, word, yeah. Like people got all these weird things they say, and I'm like, all right, well, but I do get it though. Like from what you were saying with the machismo and all that, like. And it's an ego thing, man. Like you don't want to like, hey, I don't want to see what I'm getting. That's my money. Like, fuck you mean? Like, but you know.
But the thing is that you don't realize that most men don't realize that they've been paying attention to your money the whole time.
Of course,
you've been years and years. You've been with your spouse and stuff like that. They've been watching you.
But I have my own debit. But I have my own debit card.
Little do you know, they know your passwords.
The other thing is, you know, is for me, and I'll tell you this: it wasn't just the ego. I was afraid of accountability.
Okay, I'm with you.
Right, like
definitely with you.
Damn, if I have a joint account with my wife, she's gonna know I had 3 drinks instead of 1, right? Mm-hmm. Or that I spent money on this, or I spent money on that. And I don't want anybody to have accountability over my finances and my money. But you know, when you have accountability, that's when you can create true structure for yourself and actually achieve goals. And the same thing happened for her. My wife used to go on shopping sprees and she didn't have to tell me. I didn't know it was in her bank account, you know, and she was just doing it. But then once we're like, you know, we have our joint accounts, it makes us think twice because, like, man, I don't want her, you know, I don't want to fight with her about this expenditure, and she doesn't want to do the same thing. So now we actually discuss these expenditures, right? Like, is it a smart move right now to buy the purse? Is this a smart move right now to buy the suit? Is it a smart move right now to do this? So we get to be more accountable and more strategic together with the money. Because, you know, like what we were talking before, at the end of the day, my money is her money is my money, and any money problems is our money problems, but any money success is our success.
Facts.
And that's what people sometimes fail to realize.
Yeah.
And like you, like even, you know, even having a joint account, like was there like any financial trauma that you also seen from your wife's side too? That was like, oh yeah, this needs to be worked on. So. Yeah, well, it was the same. It was the same thing. I don't want to put myself on the couch today, right? but you know, we all have some sort of either financial trauma that we came up with growing up. Like mine was my dad, when he drank, he was buy the whole bar around on the house, right? And I'm kind of typically the same thing. Like, so I had to stop doing that. My wife learned from her mom that, hey, if you buy everything on discount, you're not paying, you know, full price, which is true. But at the end of the day, you're still spending $500. You're still spending $1,000, even if it was on sale, because you bought a lot of stuff. Right? So there was a lot of habits that through joint accounts, through accountability,
through talking strategically that we became smarter about our money to make better money moves.
Facts. That's dope, man. I mean, that's cool, man. That's why I respect the fact that, you know, you elevated to what your company is now, World Changes. You know what I'm saying? I like the name, I like the logo, I like the concept. Even with my experience when I went through the whole counseling and stuff like that, that y'all should hit up Izzy or Ariel if y'all want to on World Changes for y'all own financial advice. It was pretty cool. I loved it. It was dope. I actually put a lot of perspective on myself. You know, it kind of hurts somebody telling you about yourself, about your own money, you know what I'm saying? Even though that you're like, oh, fuck is this guy? You know what I'm saying? You know? But at the end of the day, you got to accept it. You know, it's a little uncomfortable, but uncomfortableness makes growth. And that when you grow, your money grows. And when your money grows, everything else grows with you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I respected World Changes. So let's talk about World Changes and stuff like that.
Let's finish your segment.
Oh, yeah. My segment's done. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, World Changes.
So the World Changers, right, our company, you know, we focus on financial education and implementation, right? So we started our company because we wanted to change the face of the financial industry and how the everyday working American gets access to financial education, right? There's a population there's a group of the percentage of the population that either you don't make a lot of money to get qualified for these high-tier financial advice, like in your banks, like VIP clients in Chase or Global or Gold members in Citibank, right? Or they don't make too little money that they don't qualify for government assistance, and they're kind of like just struggling, right? And they're struggling at many different tiers. I've whether you're making $75,000, $150,000, $300,000, I've sat down with people making $500,000 and know how to make money. Yeah. We're never taught how to implement strategies or the rules or the principles of money. Yeah. And to get access to the information is really tough, right? There's like, you know, when it comes to banks, right? I'll just share this really quickly. There's like 3 gatekeepers when it comes to banks for you to get access to information. Right, if you go to Chase, right, they have their tellers and they got the ATM machines in the front, right? And the reason why is because they know that half of the population has less than $1,000 in their bank account. So they want you in and out of the bank as quickly as possible at that ATM machine in the front. If one of the bankers realize that you got like $30,000, $50,000 and they get you to sit in the little desk and they relationship bankers, they build a relationship with you, but they try to sell you a credit card, a personal loan, an auto loan, or a mortgage, or get you to refinance your mortgage. If they realize that you got more than $250,000, then they invite you to the glass office with the branch manager, and they verify that you have that, and then you get upgraded to a VIP client service member or a gold member with those top tiers, and that's when you get financial education in banks, right? So most people aren't even aware that they're being blocked by gatekeepers. So for us, the World Changers, we want to be able to provide people financial education, because we believe, and this is one of our this is our slogan that we go by. We believe that if you change your finances, you change your world. Right. And the reason why is because most people say, "Hey, money's not everything." Yes, it is.
Goddamn right. Talk about it.
Money is everything for what matters the most to you, right? Because at the end of the day, if you got kids, you got to provide them food. What does that come with? Money. Yep. You want to put a roof over their head? Money. You want to give them the best quality of life? Money. If you get sick and got to do a copay, what does that entail? Money. You pay your rent. You pay your mortgage. Money. Your car. What do you need to put gas in it and pay the gas? You need money.
Everything is transactional.
Everything is money, right? And then there's also good things that you can do with money, right?
Right.
A lot of blessings happen in the world with money. So, you know, that's why people need to learn, and why we made it our mission, our movement, to make sure that people get educated and understand the rules of money, the principles of money. And then on top of that, we help you implement it. So we've done a couple of things. The first thing is, the World Changers is our brand, but we have 3 different entities that we've created. The first one, man, and I'm telling you, we looked everywhere When I'm telling you, we looked everywhere when we started our company because we wanted to do a partnership with somebody that already had this in place, like a financial institution. And we didn't find any. So we created the World Changers Network, which is an app that's like a social media network tied with financial education.
Oh, nice.
So think about Facebook, LinkedIn with financial education.
Nice.
And everything that you scroll is just about money, right? So you jump in, you're able to follow people, DM people, you're able to post, you're able to like, you're able to comment, right?
Oh, that's dope.
But at the same time, we also provide you, we have right now over 50 financial education courses where you can learn about budgeting, about your credit score. You can learn about how Social Security gets taxed, asset accumulation, investing, emotional investing. Should I buy? Should I rent? Life insurance, all the different types of strategies to do. Retirement planning, how much should I contribute? We have an array of courses where you can learn about finances. Each video is about 5 to 20 minutes long based on the topic. And then from there, you learn by yourself at your fingertips.
Yeah, right.
And then we have licensed financial professionals within the network that you say, hey, man, I learned this in this course. I want to be able to implement. Well, we have the World Changers Agency and the World Changers Investments.
Okay.
Where we're able to implement anything that you learn that you want to implement for your life.
Okay.
And the way we're able to do is that we partner with over 50 companies in the financial industry. You know, like Charles Schwab, National Life Group, F&G. I can name a bunch right now. Now, we don't own products, but we have access to all of them.
Right,
and
right.
we can help people create custom tailored strategies to help them with their financial future and what they learn. And we sit down with you and we do an analysis. And what I love about it, gentlemen, we do it for free.
There you go.
Now, how we get paid? I know you want to ask, right?
Talk about it. How do you make money off of that?
So the way, we give you recommendations, we do an analysis, we create a game plan, and if the client says yes, we help them open up those accounts with those companies. Those companies, they turn around, they pay us a commission or a finder's fee.
Okay.
So I don't have to break anybody's pockets to help them secure their financial future, because I get blessed on the back end, we get blessed on the back end for helping the client on the front end.
Right, right.
And this is really about impact for us. I consider my team, our company, I consider all of our licensed agents to be financial first responders. Because we're literally saving people's lives through finances.
Yeah.
Right? Giving them a peace of mind. Making sure they sleep at night. Most people stay up at night thinking about their money problems. Yeah. Right? Some people are working at work thinking about their money problems.
Yeah, facts.
Right? So that's in a nutshell of the World Changers and what we do.
Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah, and then like that right there is exactly why I really gravitated, because you hear stories of like other financial advisors, how you gotta like probably pay for them, hourly, and or they just you just pay them right there on the spot, right? So when I heard that, I was like, oh, like this right here is actually free. You do analysis. It was like, okay, cool, and like, cause you never know, right, until you actually do something. So like at first when me and you actually hopped on the call, I was like, I just thought about it. I was just like, you know what, like, this is kind of like therapy, but just with my money, right? Because now I'm actually sharing with somebody, like, all right, this is my budgeting, this is my salary. And, from there, it was just like, something just clicked. And it was like, okay, now we're starting to see, like, all right, this is what I got to improve on. This is right here I got to, like, cut out, out of my budget. So, yeah, the financial analysis was dope. And definitely for anybody out there, if y'all need a financial analysis, either contact me or Ariel, because it's definitely dope.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, even when what you said, even when I was on call and you mentioned that the number one thing you always do is spend on you first. So yeah, it's always been in my head, right? So it's funny that y'all
pay
said
yourself
that.
First.
Pay yourself first, right? So it's funny y'all say that because I had a conversation with my daughter the other day. Izzy had posted something similar to that, and she had bought a new luggage because we're going on vacation and stuff like that. So I asked her, how much did you pay for it? She said, well, just let you know, I pay for myself first. So I looked at her and I said, oh, you slick. Oh, okay, I'm asking you how much you paid. She said, well, I paid my own money, just know that. I was like, okay, I got you. So even with what you've been putting out there with the world changes and stuff like that, just know that y'all guys are really being seen and stuff like that. So I really respect y'all movement and the way y'all going through it. Even as my experience, I am diving into that stuff, and even my financial advisor here helping me out as much as he can. So even though he's a rookie, but
he's in training. He's learning. Man.
See him back in 6 months, bro.
Yeah, right.
He's learning, but we've already been able to impact a lot of lives through Izzy already. So let's give it up to him because we've been doing some amazing stuff. And
I get it there.
I'm gonna bring the machine.
Applause, there you go.
Applause. Delayed reaction.
Delayed reaction, bro. When we're sending shots and all that, bro.
We've been able to, help people create a budget, help people. We've been able to help people create budgets, be able to help people get, life insurance, create retirement strategies, get people to start investing. So we've been doing some amazing stuff through Izzy. So I've been blessed for you to join our team and to be able to work with you. And we're going to continue doing this because this changes everything, man.
It's time to elevate for sure,
to
man.
To be honest, it's like the future too. So even how I'm into technology, you got something that's called fintech, and that right there, fintech is that's like the future, right? Because now all you're doing, they got certain apps, right, that you could use and you can invest your money and it does it for you. It's like auto advisors for you, right? It automatically invests your money, and when you automate something, it kind of takes the emotion away from it because it's already easily going into something, right? But as you're doing that, you're also watching the money compound. So fintech is definitely something that's major in the future.
That's a good one, bro.
There you go.
Yeah. How much you need from
but you have mentioned life insurance, right? And you see this a lot on social media where people will be like, yo, like the wealthy man's bank is, let's say a Roth IRA or life insurance, right? So can you break down life insurance in a nutshell for everybody to easily understand?
Let me say something first about life insurance, right? Because there's also so many different videos on social media where people talk about this life insurance is better than that life insurance and all of that stuff. And there's so many different type of life insurance.
Yep.
I always say that every life insurance is great, depending on what you're using it for, right? Life insurance is just a tool, right? It's like, you're gonna use a hammer to hit a nail, right? But you're not gonna use a screwdriver to hit that nail, right? It's not gonna be the same thing, right? So, when you have, first of all, you got term life insurance, which is great, right? It's the most affordable life insurance. You get more coverage for the dollar, and it's usually used for that, like a temporary situation that you got to protect. So you got little kids, you want to get term life insurance because, you get more for that, more coverage for the dollar, and you want to be able to give your partner more coverage, right? Just in case something happens to you, they get more money while your kids are small.
Right, true. Yeah,
right?
right.
Another way people use term life insurance is that if they have a mortgage, right? You got a 30-year mortgage, well, you get a 30-year term life insurance to protect that mortgage. Just in case something happens, your partner, your family could pay the mortgage off and stay with the house. There's been many situations where you have somebody that is the primary breadwinner. They pay the mortgage, and then something happens to them. Then the family can't pay for the house. And it either goes into foreclosure or they have to sell it under pressure. And everything that they worked so hard for, that asset doesn't get to stay in the family. So
real quick, before you even continue, I just want to ask something that you just said. So you could insure a term for a house, not per se, like directly to the house, but insure yourself for that matter?
For that matter. So let's say, for example, like you. Let's say I'm going to use you as an example. Let's say you got a house, and you have a $500,000 mortgage.
Yeah.
Right? And you got your kids living in the house. You're living with your partner. Let's say your partner's a stay-at-home mom, and you pay the mortgage.
Right.
So you want to get a term life insurance of $500,000 at minimum on you for 30 years. Or if you got 20 years left on your mortgage, then get a 20-year term.
Right.
If you got 10 years left on your mortgage, get a 10 years. Okay. Right? So for the length of whatever the mortgage is left, you get that term. Right? But now you have $500,000 of death benefit.
Right.
If, God forbid, something happens to you, your stay-at-home partner can use that $500,000, pay off the house, and stay with the house.
It makes sense. That's why I'm
Right.
asking. When you said, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. That definitely makes
never
sense to
knew
do. I didn't. It makes sense perfectly, right? But putting it into that perspective wasn't
By adding the life term and your house term together.
right. Simultaneously
Yeah.
in your brain, pretty much, right? Like,
And then the reason why you do it for that time is because by the time, let's say your 30-year mortgage is over, then that's it. You're done.
the term is done. Yeah.
You're done. Then you don't need to pay for that anymore.
Correct.
You could cancel it. Well, it'll cancel itself based off
cancel,
the time, right?
That's a good one. I ain't gonna lie.
And then the other thing is that a lot of these life insurance companies now, whether it's a term or whole life or index universal life, they've added now living benefits to their policies.
Okay.
So these are policies that, God forbid, you get a critical, terminal, or chronic illness, you can access that $500,000 while you're still alive. So let's say you got sick and now you can't pay the mortgage. Well, now you can access that $500,000 and pay the mortgage from there, right? But you gotta be sick, like
Right,
you know,
for sure.
and that's what most people sometimes don't prepare for.
Right.
Right? We all prepare we get a life insurance just in case something happens to us to make sure our family's good. We fund our retirement accounts because we want to make sure that we retire later on in the future. But another thing that most people lack is that we don't prepare ourselves in case we get sick.
True. That's a fact.
Yeah.
We know a lot of people that gotten sick and can't work, but now we're having financial problems.
So to clarify things real quick for the audience, just in case they get a little confused, right? On top of your life insurance, get another insurance that covers.
Well, they got different ones. right?
No. In
Different-
that same life insurance,
include into it.
it includes what they
Okay.
call a living benefits rider.
Okay.
That living benefits rider covers you in case you get a chronic illness, a critical illness, or a terminal illness.
Okay.
And if something happens to you, then you can access that money while you're still alive.
Got you.
Right?
Okay.
Like I had a client of mine, she's 36 years old. She got cancer, and she had $1 million policy, and she was able to access. She took out a portion of that money,
Really?
covered her bills, focused on treatment that her health insurance couldn't cover, and I believe that's why she kicked cancer in the face.
Wow. God
Right?
bless,
Because
man.
not only was she not financially stressed, but she was able to use that money to also pay for treatment that health insurance won't cover.
In the proper way.
Right? In the proper, yeah, exactly. So that's an important aspect, right?
That's a big important. Yeah,
So,
it's huge.
that's that. And then there's so many other strategies you could use term life insurance for. Business owners use it for buy and sell agreements. They use it for key person. We could be here all night talking about that.
So we could do like
and then-
whole, right? They got the whole. We could talk
And
about
then,
whole.
and then we could talk about, I'm not going to say whole life, right? I'll talk about cash value life insurance.
I like that.
Because there's many different types of cash value life insurance. You have whole life, you have index universal life, you have regular universal life. And it's usually a permanent life insurance that covers you for the rest of your life as long as you're paying the premium. But it does have a savings component that builds cash value for you that you can access later tax-free. And yeah, wealthy people use it to create their own personal bank. People could create it to use retirement income. There's a strategy where we call it the $1 million baby, where you could get it for your child after 15 days from birth and be able to create wealth for them in the future.
Nice.
And yeah, you could create wealth in it as well. So those are just cash value life insurance.
I like the cash value, right?
Yeah,
It makes it more like, just more appealing to say to really be like, oh, cash value instead of like whole. What is whole? Right? Like what is whole to anybody? Like, oh, there's a name, but the way you put it, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It definitely brings a different light to it.
That's how I look at it, right? Because those are the policies that create cash value for you, but they're permanent policies, right?
Right.
And then you got final expense life insurance, which you usually get.
Hay otro.
Yeah, there's final
Diablo.
expense.
It's another one. Okay, good.
So final-
I'm just fucking up, but that I didn't know for sure.
Yeah, so final expense is just that. It covers
Final
like burial insurance, like burial costs, final costs. Usually you could get that from anywhere from $5,000 up to $50,000. Usually that's for seniors that get it. And it's just to cover final expenses.
Final expense.
Right.
Diablo. That's like Final Destination type. That's the right. But that shit sounded crazy, like final cost. Damn.
And then you
But you definitely gotta be prepared for
you
some.
could have more than one life insurance. That's another misconception. People think, oh, I could only have one, right? I myself have 3. I have a final expense, I have my cash value life insurance, and I have a term policy just because I have 2 kids, right? So something happens to me, I want my wife to get like a lot of money while they're young, right? So you could get that. Usually what they look at as a limit is that you can't get more than 25 times in coverage of your income. So if you make $100,000 and you can't get more than $2.5 million in life insurance death benefit.
Shit.
Unless there's an insurable need that you can prove that you need more coverage.
Yeah, I don't think people even go like just if you make under 100,000. I don't think people even go that deep, right? Like,
oh, there's people that do, man. One of the biggest life insurances that was sold was like $130,000 million in benefit in life insurance death. Wow. It was like a a billionaire or something. He was trying to
remember what Clinton said. Clinton said he pays almost $100,000 and something a year for life insurance because he's a trainer.
He's a trainer. Yeah. Damn, that's tough.
I believe it.
That's tough. I mean, no, but I'm saying, I mean, like somebody that makes like $100,000, like, they wouldn't go to something like that. Like, you have to, like even 2.5, like, right, like.
Yeah, most people, depending on what their insurable need is, right?
Okay, got you.
Because we use a formula, right? There's a formula called the DIE method to help you understand how much coverage you need, right? And we take your debt, right? What are your credit card debt, your unsecured debt, right? Car loans, things of that nature. We add that all up. Then we take your income, and we multiply that by 10 years, usually for income replacement for your children. So let's say you got making $100,000, just easy math.
Right.
Then you multiply that by 10. That's $1 million for just income replacement. Then you got a mortgage. Let's say $500,000 in mortgage. We add that up.
Oh,
and then if you want education for your children, right now we're doing like $125,000 per child to cover college if you want to, right?
Right.
So you add all of that up, and that lets you know how much coverage you need and how much you actually represent to your family.
Okay.
Right. So that could be that could be $1 million. It could be, just quick math with what I said, like it could be like $1.5 million, right?
Altogether.
Right? How much coverage you need. Now, do you need to get all that coverage?
Right.
It would be wise to, but do you need to? No. There's some people that say, you know what?
I'm too young.
I'm gonna just get $1 million. I'm not gonna cover the mortgage. I'm gonna get $1 million. They could pay the mortgage from that, and they'll have a little bit left over.
Right. Oh, just enough too.
I'm not gonna get the 1.5.
To get crazy, yeah, right.
And things of that nature. So people could really just get what they feel comfortable. But it's always great to understand what you represent to your family as far as coverage.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I will say I'm gonna add this one as well because. People talk a lot about work life insurance, right? And a lot of times, 95% of the times, the life insurance that you have at your job, you only have it while you're working there.
Right.
If you leave, you don't take it with you.
You can't roll it over.
You can't take it with you. And if you can transfer it with you.
Oh, I'm sorry. You talk about like your work provides that for you.
Yeah, your work provides you like a life insurance as an employee benefit.
Right.
Most of the times is when you leave that job, let's say you fire or you get sick, and that's it, you got no more life insurance, right? And then if you want to transfer, if they do allow you to transfer, sometimes you got to pay a lot of money for it because you're getting like an employee discount.
Oh, right.
So I always tell people, you should get your own life insurance outside of work. Because, God forbid, you get sick, and you don't qualify. Now you don't qualify for life insurance.
Right.
Like I'll give you a quick story. My father passed away like 4 years ago, and he got COVID. He was on a ventilator, things of that nature. Luckily, he had, we had a life insurance for him, but he also had his life insurance from work. But if he would have stayed alive, like a week longer in the ventilator, he would have lost all his employee benefits and he would have lost that life insurance.
Really? Why was that? If you don't mind me asking, why was that?
Because you have a grace period after you stop working.
Oh.
Depending on the union.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
So that's why it's always great.
I don't got working. I got my own life insurance.
So you got to get your outside one, right? To always cover yourself just in case.
Wow. That's wild. Yeah,
right?
Yeah, you're right.
Now,
Sheesh.
you hear a lot about, going back to Izzy, to your question or your remark about social media, it's become such a hype because life insurance is one of the best generational wealth building tools.
Yes. Yeah.
Because you can create a tax-free death benefit for your family. Number one. So even if, right, I think we talked about this one time, like I may not be the Rockefeller now, but I'm the spark, right? I'm the starting point, right? So, so I get a life insurance. So if something happens to me, man, my family gets like $2-3 million in death benefit.
Yeah.
Why not? I think that's like the biggest investment.
Right. You can sleep in peace too, man.
Right,
like,
you sleep in peace. You start creating generational wealth, and then I teach my son to do that, and then so forth and so forth, and his grandkids, and then that starts to pile up and pile up and pile up. And then when it comes to the cash value life insurance, it's also a great way to build wealth of money that you can access from that cash value, tax free, and be able to use it for what you want and minimize any of your, let's say interest rates or missed opportunities. I could tell you countless stories. I had a gentleman, one of my clients, he went to go buy a car.
Right.
And he was going to buy a car, and they wanted to charge him 11% interest rate on his auto loan. He said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to pay 11%.
Yeah.
So he went to his life insurance. He generated enough cash value within his policy, and he just borrowed the money from himself at like 2% interest rate. No credit check, no background check, no anything.
No nothing.
And he bought his car, and he's just paying himself back.
Right.
Right? Now, I will say this, because this is like another misconception on social media. You can't open a cash value life insurance today and borrow from it tomorrow.
That's a lot of people will benefit believe that shit for sure, man.
I seen so much, like, there's like this dude on TikTok, I forgot his name, but he's, I think, like, he does videos, like, exposing life insurance companies, right? Mm-hmm. So he'll be like, oh, like, these people don't tell you that, you can't borrow from it from 2 years from now. And it's like, yeah, like, in 2 years, because, like, are you
gotta build that up, like, yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
you gotta build it up. So yeah, I seen that. Like now that you say that, like that's really a misconception.
There's a lot of people. Hey, I get calls like, man, can I open one and can I borrow $100,000 tomorrow? No, man.
Yo,
like no.
Like what?
No, you can't.
I wish it was that easy, bro.
No,
like
everybody would be doing it, right? But no, it doesn't work that way. It's something that you gotta build over time. You gotta fund it. You gotta structure it correctly.
Right.
That's another thing we could get into. How do you structure your cash value life insurance for maximum benefit for you? Because some of these policies that I've seen that people have designed for clients is just poorly structured, and it's not really creating cash value for people.
Right.
So
they just want to make their commission and all that, make their buck, and give you anything.
Yeah, correct. There's
it's
a
like
lot
an
of
automated thing that they'll give you. Like,
there's a lot of people that are commission before mission, right?
Commission before mission.
And we don't operate that way.
Like
Ours is mission before commission. I'd rather take a smaller commission than to set up a person the right way to really build wealth, because to me, I'm playing the long-term game. I'm playing like, all my clients and everybody that help, they become my friends. Right. I go to their birthday parties, I go to Thanksgiving dinner, I get invited to their weddings, I get invited to all the stuff.
Nice.
Right, because we're going on a journey together.
Yes, 100%.
Right, and then at the same time, if I'm able to do that, and they get to see the results and how I really care and structure, then they're gonna give me referrals. Yep. So it's all about doing the right thing, and for us, going back a little bit to the world changers, that was another thing that really stood out with me in this company and what we're building, is that we created some core values that I really believe is what people are looking for.
Yes.
Honesty, integrity, transparency.
Yes.
Right? If you go to our website, theworldchangers.com, you get to see our core values. We value respect, putting our clients first. Mentioned integrity, accountability.
Yeah.
Making sure we have excellence, making sure we're winning for our clients, making sure we have full transparency and candor.
Yeah.
Because we want to be able to help people. We really want to put people first.
That's fair. Yeah. That's dope, man. Shout out to World Changers, man. Demystifying business and financial.
All right. So we getting money this whole time, right? I want to talk about something that I think a lot of people overlook, and that's having a will or a trust, right?
Mm-hmm.
So can we get into that? Because that right there is very, very important.
I'm gonna talk about a couple of more things, right? So, the will, you got the will, the trust, but you also got healthcare proxies, and you got
The healthcare.
a power, financial power of attorney or general power of attorney, whichever one you feel comfortable with. And I say that because, you know, before we even let's kind of go on the journey, right? Right. Let's say, you know, you have your will and you have your trust, but things happen when people are still alive, right? And I got to experience this with my dad. I had a healthcare proxy, and we had a financial power of attorney. And my father was on a ventilator, and he couldn't speak. And
Right.
he couldn't speak at all. He's on a ventilator. All right, but I'm calling his job. I'm calling for his benefits. I'm calling to make sure that everything is in order. I'm calling to apply for disability and all of this stuff. And in the hospital, they're also asking for what decisions and all of this stuff. In the hospital, I was able to make decisions on behalf of my dad
Right.
because I had a healthcare proxy, right? Then, as far as his employee benefits, his money, the bank, all of that stuff, I was making phone calls. And nobody wanted to talk to me. They were like, "You're not an authorized person on the account.
Oh, right.
You can't do this." And then the moment I said, "I have a financial power of attorney," they were like, "Oh, so just fax it over, and we'll set everything. We can do whatever you need to do."
Very
Now,
good.
I was able to update my dad's beneficiaries. I was able to change a lot of stuff, apply for disability income. I was able to set so many things up so it could be a smooth transition for my mom if, God forbid, anything happened.
Right.
So those are two powerful documents to have in place. And even before that, even experiencing that with my dad, right, is updating your beneficiaries. A lot of times people don't, you know, they go to work, and maybe they filled out their beneficiaries, or maybe they didn't fill it out. They just opened up their accounts or whatever, and they left it all blank, kind of like my dad. My dad had it blank, so luckily I was able to update it. But some people do it one time and never check it and update it. I've personally seen people leave all of their money to their ex-wife. And their current spouse is like left
Whoa.
out
Yeah.
just because a beneficiary wasn't updated. Or they put their kids, and their kids are under the age of 18. So now it goes to probate court because they can't get the money.
I gotta
And
wait
the
till, like,
judge
18.
the judge needs to authorize who's gonna manage that money. Right? So before we go into the wills and the trust, right? Because a will, whatever you put in your will, right, it won't follow. Life insurances and your retirement accounts won't follow your instructions in your will. They're gonna follow the beneficiaries.
So it doesn't
Whatever-
matter if you got a
whatever-
will or not. That's
Yeah.
gonna have your beneficiary comes first.
Whatever's on your benefit. Now, if you had a trust, you could put the trust as a beneficiary on the accounts
And somebody on the trust.
and somebody on the trust, right?
Okay.
So that's like a little bit,
More of a-
now more complex, but it's always going to follow who's the beneficiary or what entity, if it's a trust, is the beneficiary. So that's very important. So before we get into the wills and the trust, when was the last time you checked
Check
your
beneficiary.
beneficiaries?
But without your beneficiary, the will in a sense doesn't mean nothing.
Nothing, right?
100%
mean
understood.
anything.
Yes.
You can have a
I'll just
will.
check mine.
You can have a will.
Did you
You can
change
say-
yours?
Oh, I've been changed mine.
No.
Oh yeah.
You can have a will. He's like, hell yeah, change it.
Oh yeah. When I updated my policy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they told me, "Do you want to change your beneficiary?" So I asked them, "Tell me who's the first one again."
Yeah.
I do it with.
Did you leave it or did you change it?
I leave it. I left
You left it?
Yeah, and then I did it by age of my
Yeah,
kids.
and
I
then,
think.
and then also too, you can add multiple people as like your beneficiaries,
Yeah.
but you could break it up into like different percentages too.
Yeah, correct. Well, not only that, the other thing is, one of the things I also advise all my clients is to make sure you have a contingent beneficiary. So you have your primary beneficiary. Your primary beneficiary, let's say you got your wife, right? Your wife you got her primary beneficiary, right? Great. Something happens to you, your wife gets it. But what if, God forbid, you both take a flight and you both pass away?
Yeah, no, we have that too. I have that too.
Right, so you got to get the contingent. The
For
contingent
the next
beneficiary is the second person in line.
Yeah.
Right, like you might have your spouse, right, and then you have Izzy on the second as a contingent.
Yeah.
Right, so you want to make sure that happens as well, so money doesn't get lost.
Right, for sure.
In the sauce, right?
Yeah, right.
It's like trillions of dollars in unclaimed accounts.
Yeah, I could imagine that, right? That's true.
Just because beneficiaries weren't updated or contingent beneficiaries weren't added and things of that nature. So that's very important, right?
Yeah.
Now, going to the will. So that's like the important stuff, right? So we got that. Beneficiaries. Going to wills and trusts. So wills are pretty much, they're just a document that leaves kind of like a set of instructions that how to distribute your assets, what to do, and things of that nature, right? It's kind of like your final instructions. How
to go well by list.
Yeah. Like your buy list, and this is the instructions, right? Now, what's up with the will? The will doesn't. A will could be contested, right? And it doesn't stop your assets from going through probate court.
Wow, really?
In most situations, right? If you can have a will, but it's still gonna go through probate court.
Why though? If nobody if there's an issue.
Yeah. So one, if you don't have your beneficiaries, and
Okay.
there's certain things that don't have a beneficiary on it, right? So you can that doesn't have a beneficiary it defaults to your estate, right? Then the whole question: who's going to be the executor of this estate? Well,
Right.
to identify that, which will authorize the person to become that. If you don't have a trust, then you got to go to probate court.
Gotcha.
Probate court right now in New York is like a 12 to 24 month process.
Wow.
So imagine your kids, your wife, your beneficiaries weren't updated. You have $1 million in your bank account, and now you got to go to probate court.
Word. Yeah.
Get a
that's
document that
crazy.
says he or she is the executor of this estate. They're authorized to speak and access these funds.
After 2 years.
After 2 years. I have that right now with a client. This gentleman, he passed away last year, and he, may rest in peace, he put 50% his daughter, 50% his son. And his daughter is 23 years old. His son, 9 years old.
Oh.
And we're still waiting till this day
to get an appointment.
to hear back.
Not even an appointment. Damn.
To hear back so the kid could get his 50% from the life insurance.
Wow.
Right? So
Hey, if I was the daughter, I'll give that kid I'll give you a loan, bro. Give that back, B.
It's only right.
It's only right, bro. I need that. You know what I mean?
That's facts.
It takes 2 years. Hey, interest me.
That's facts. And that's funny because it's not funny, but it's crazy. My brother passed away
Sorry to hear
last
that.
year, and he has 5 kids. And to hear you that's why I'm like,
That would have been, yeah.
I'm like this because I've could have handled all that. Same
Yeah.
way you did for your dad. I could have handled all that for my brother. But the headache I would have had, bro, with handling that, so I said, you know what? I called the benefits department. I asked them who does he have as his beneficiary. He said they told me, oh, he has his daughter. So I said, all right, bet. And then after that, who does he have? They said, after that, they say, these other kids. So I was like, all right, cool. So I said, look, I'm gonna give all the information to his oldest daughter. I'm not gonna call back no more. I'm not gonna deal with none of this no more. I'm gonna have her handle it. So I did that. She tells me she's handling it and all that stuff, and that most of the money's coming to her, and she's gonna break it down to all the other kids from there. So I said, I bet. So that's why I'm happy to hear that happened. Instead of me hiring the baby moms coming to me, baby moms, mama moms. That's why I let her deal with it because she is the number one beneficiary on that account, you know. And then for me to hear her tell me, oh, don't worry, I got everybody else.
Right.
I was like, shit, I think I did pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So for me to let it go. And I always tell my brother, because I have his ashes in my house, you know, I think I did good. You know what I'm saying? I looked out for your kids. You know what I'm saying? Now it's up to them to do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, you know what? It sucks for the death of family members and dealing with that, with the aftermath of that. But always, and I tell people this ever since my pops passed 4 years ago, make sure your family has life insurance or some type of insurance.
Word.
So you don't have to be put in their debt, because that generational trauma creates generational excuses, which will not create generational wealth.
Yeah.
And that's what I just want to leave right there, man.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll say this. You did half the battle.
Yeah.
Because the next battle is getting your niece educated on what to do with that money.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Right.
She hasn't gotten anything of it yet.
So
she said she's going to call me when everything comes along. So I said, do your thing. If you don't have to, but if you want to, go ahead. She said, no, I'm definitely going to call you. It's too much for me to handle.
Gotcha.
So I said, all right, maybe I could probably help you out there. So,
all right, awesome.
So expect a phone call.
Yeah, I can help her, but you know, what the phone? No, but that's good though.
Yeah, that's how it is. Education.
Yeah.
So as I was mentioning, like, the will is just a document that gives instructions, right? And then a trust is more like an entity you create that you transfer all your assets. So now I don't want to get so deep into it because there's so many different types of trust. And you can customize trust based on your situation, right? Now, the two main types of trust is you got an irrevocable trust and you got a revocable trust. Now, when it comes to these trusts, they bypass probate court. They won't be contested, and everything that you want to put as either you have the trust own assets, or you can have the trust as the beneficiary to receive assets.
Oh, so it comes right back to.
Exactly, right? So you could put your life insurance, you could put a trust as the beneficiary to your life insurance, so they could receive so the trust receives it, and it manages the funds, right? So there's a lot of different things. Now, going back to the irrevocable and the revocable. So revocable trust is a trust that you can open up, and then you can make changes to it, and you can cancel it, you can change whatever you want. Irrevocable trust, once you set it and put it in motion, boom.
It's done. You can't edit it.
You can't edit it unless you have consent from whoever you put in charge, the executor of that trust.
So not even the owner could change it until the executive says.
No, it's because if I create an irrevocable trust, I'm no longer the owner of that trust.
Got you. Oh,
right.
Gotcha.
Now the trust is owns my assets, and the trust has an executor that's going to manage all of that and execute everything that I wanted to be executed within that trust. But now I don't own anything. Right? So when you hear people say I don't own anything, most of the times, and they have a trust, most of the times they have an irrevocable trust, because a revocable trust could still be considered that you still have some ownership. Some creditors could still go after it and all of that stuff and things of that nature. Now, it's up to your liking whether you want to go which route or the other. But the primary thing is that a trust helps you protect your asset and help skip probate court.
Right. More protected, right?
Now, not everybody, and this is another misconception, right? Everybody thinks that they need a trust. Not everybody, depending on your assets and what you got going on, you might not need a trust. You just might need the right beneficiaries.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, right.
So
that's true.
So that's it.
Yeah.
Depending on what assets you have, what accounts, now if you start getting more complicated stuff, then you want to be able to do that. Now, some people say, I want to get a trust to put my house under the trust. Great, but if you own a mortgage, that doesn't protect. No, it's not that. People say, I want to put the house under the trust, so the trust protects it, and the creditors don't go after it or whatever. If you still owe a mortgage on your house, it doesn't matter if you have it under a trust. The bank is coming for it.
Doesn't matter.
That's where the 30-year term comes into play. And you could put the beneficiary, the trust as the beneficiary. They receive the life insurance, death benefits, and they pay the house, and now the house is in the trust.
So now I tell your wife, don't worry about it. Everything's gonna get paid for.
Right. So, when it comes to the trust, it's a little bit more complicated depending on person's situation. It's not a one size fits all type of thing, and it's not something that everybody needs.
To be structured right, if it makes
Yeah.
sense to you.
Yeah.
Correct.
Like, for example, like, I know you probably won't even have a trust.
Yeah, well, I have a trust.
Do you have a trust? I was going to ask you that. Do you have a trust?
Yeah, I have a trust.
Okay.
I have a trust because I have a business,
Mm,
right?
okay.
I have a business. I have kids. I want to make sure, like, something happens to me and my wife, right? I don't want.
Nobody else dealing
I don't
with
want. I have certain instructions, like the money goes to the trust. My kids don't got to go to probate
I like
court. All of that stuff. So there's different
it.
reasons,
I like
right?
that. I like that, though.
Right.
I like that, though. You're outside of your home. Who you going to trust?
It depends.
That's what I'm saying. I it depends, right? Outside of your home, like, because it's true. If I ain't got nobody outside of my home that I could really trust, my
Yeah.
kids go through that, they getting the funds off for that.
Yeah,
Right? So
that's
I
good
like
idea.
that one for sure.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And like that's the whole thing on social media, right? Like people talk about oh yeah, trust, and then they just like the sound of it, right? Of just having the
It
trust.
sound good.
Yeah, it sounds good, but then at the same time they don't really know how to use it. So that's why, thank you for making it clear on what exactly it is.
Yeah.
Especially on beneficiaries too, because not a lot of people really
I
understand.
gotta go look at mine. I think I gotta change it.
Yeah, you want to take, and this is an advice for the public. Like, take 5 minutes of your time, log into your retirement accounts, log into your life insurance accounts, right? Even your bank. Like my wife and I, we took trips to the bank and added beneficiaries to our checking and our savings account,
Nice.
También.
right? And
That's a smart way to do it.
Yeah, because when you go open up your bank account and your checking account, they don't ask you for that,
Nope.
No, it don't.
but you could do it.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
did not know
Right,
that.
you could,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
you could do it, right? And then when you go, because some of the toughest times, some of the toughest parts, right?
Can't get the money
You
out.
can't get the money out,
And all you need
especially
is
if it was the
goddamn-
primary breadwinner.
Yep.
Like I had a client of mine, dude. Her father passed away, no trust, no will, no financial power of attorney, so everything was going into.
Escrow type
No,
stuff.
everything was going to probate court.
Probate court.
But her dad has $600,000 in her savings account,
That could have been huge.
and she couldn't access it
Damn.
because there was no beneficiaries on the savings account.
That's crazy.
Right.
So even if she got the death certificate, she still couldn't.
Nah.
No.
Still.
No way, brother. No.
because she's not a
way.
beneficiary. All these
Beneficiary beats
accounts
anything.
follow the beneficiaries.
Get out
That's
of
just
here.
numero uno.
That's wild, bro.
Numero uno. That's why they made specifically
Yeah.
put that there. Who you want your beneficiary to be.
Yeah.
I don't think every form would have that, right? Wasn't that important?
Yeah. So
Damn,
that's
crazy.
So, I challenge everybody to take 5 minutes, jump onto your retirement accounts, your life insurance accounts, go to the bank, check checking savings accounts, add your beneficiaries, update it, because you want to make sure if something happens to you,
Yeah.
your money goes exactly where
it's
you
supposed to
want it to go and to who you want
And
it to
who you
go.
want. Yeah, that's a fact.
Now that's a will and a trust.
That's the will yeah. That was a good closing, though. That was a good closing. That was a good closing.
That was good.
I was gonna say just say if you want to say some last words and all that, but I can't. I don't even know if you want to close that out with that. Do you want to close that out?
No, we're good.
You want to close it out with like
I
last minutes for the audience? I know what this is hard for it's hard for like financing stuff in order like somebody look at your stuff and people get embarrassed of all that stuff, right? But it is the most efficient thing to do in life, right? So if you want to leave out for the last words to our audience, man, like
Look, I say this, man. Everybody goes, success leaves clues, right? Excuse me. Success leaves clues. And one of the things that I've learned is that, we go to the doctor to check on our health every year. We go to the dentist to check on our teeth every 6 months.
yeah,
But what the wealthy do a little bit different than us is that they meet with a financial professional every year to make sure their wealth is on track. Right? So sit down with a financial professional.
right.
It doesn't have to be myself. It doesn't have to be Izzy. We would love it for it.
No,
to
it
be
definitely
that.
has to be them.
It would love
Definitely has to be them.
because
Nah, I know.
because I say, everybody should.
Right, for
Right?
sure.
And then you got people that are like, oh no, I got it under control. I got it. Man, even a dentist needs a dentist.
Hey, yo, get them.
Even a doctor needs a doctor. And most of the greatest professionals, some of the GOATs in any sport and anything, have all had a coach giving them an outside perspective.
That's a fact. Yeah.
Right? And a professional is going to give you that wisdom that you haven't acquired yet that'll help you accelerate, right? Your wealth building, help you accelerate your savings, help you accelerate your financial future.
Yeah.
And put things in order, and you learn with that professional as you go.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not where I'm at today because I did it all by myself. I had coaches, I have mentors. Even to this day, I have mentors.
NBA players have coaches.
Yeah, I'm a
They
financial
have trainers.
I'm a licensed financial professional, and I'm gonna brag a little bit. I'm really good at what I do, and I still sit with another financial mentor to go over my finances because I need a different perspective.
Yeah.
I need I always say, if you haven't gotten saved $100,000, if you haven't saved $1 million, you don't qualify to give yourself advice because you haven't done it yet.
Word.
So get advice from a professional that can help you, that has done it before, that can get you into that direction, and create a game plan for you within your budget to make it happen.
Like
And
that.
then the other thing is, you got to secure your financial future. For a couple of things, right? Number one is, we're living longer lives.
Yeah, yeah.
And the longer we live, Josh, what do we need more of?
Money.
More money.
Money, money, money.
So we started out this podcast, right? Like, people want to live in the moments, but you got to secure your future moments,
There you go. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you got to save money for that. And not only that, money gives you freedom.
Super. Big freedom.
Money gives you freedom, and money gives you choices.
Yeah.
It helps you to do, like, man, I could be here telling you
Nah,
guys
it's true,
stories,
though.
just closing this, but yeah, man, we could, like, I love this topic. We could be talking about this for days, but when you have enough funds in your account and you're secure about your future, you live a more confident life.
That's true. More comfortably, more secure.
Live
Yeah,
a
that's
little
true.
bit more peaceful life. And then when things pop up, and you could do them like on a fly and not have to worry about money, and I want everybody
That's
to
the best
experience
feeling in the
that. That's
world,
the
right?
best feeling in the world. And I remember, I'm gonna close out with this story, right? I remember one time my father had passed away. I had to just disconnect. So I went to Florida, and I was there with my family. We were doing the whole Disney thing and everything. My mom calls me like at 5 o'clock, and she's like, "Man, I'm lonely. I wish I was with you, whatever." I said, "So catch a flight right now."
Nice.
My mom's like, "What?" Like, she couldn't fathom that. She says, "But the flights are so expensive." And so what?
Come down.
And in less than 12 hours, my mother was with me in Florida.
That's the beautifulest thing there.
And I didn't have to think about it. I wasn't like breaking sweat. I wasn't like, "Oh snap, now where am I gonna like recoup?" No.
Right.
It gave me the freedom to do that for my mom. I could tell you those other stories, and I know that everybody wants to do things like that, man.
Everybody wants freedom for sure, man. That's
good
definitely
story.
100%, man. People definitely want freedom, bro. And like you said, money is like you said. People say money is not everything. Is everything.
Yeah,
It is everything to
It's everything.
everything
To an
that
extent.
matters the most to you.
Yeah, I like that.
That situation right there with my mom, like, that mattered the most to me. But I was
Right.
only able to accomplish that with money.
Right. True. True indeed. True indeed.
Right.
And it starts with you.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Starts with you. So if you change your finances, you change your world.
Exactly.
Woo!
And always remember too that you are your best investment. So invest in yourself, invest in your knowledge. And what I said earlier too, I said a man that stops learning is a man that stops growing. So always make sure that y'all learning out there and keep being disciplined and keep going. That's how we go close it out. And appreciate y'all for watching. Also subscribe, like, and share to whoever needs to hear this.
Peace,
y'all.
bless, love. Give thanks to the man of Paul.
Peace, live, love, prosper, y'all.
Yeesh.